Hi dear students, everyone, welcome to Infinity Learn, welcome to Sri Chaitanya. How are you all guys? Right?
Yes.
Sir, how are you sir?
I am good sir, I am good. Students, like finally 2-3 years journey is finally coming to an end for all of these students. So I think everyone is thoda nervousness hai, but everyone's also a little relaxed.
Yes sir.
Because now it's about the results of whatever they have done 2-3 years. So
yes sir. I guess most of the students will be curious how the paper feedback when compared to the last years,
correct,
especially math, physics, chemistry wise, and especially the cutoff mark where it can be, and whether it is tougher than earlier years or not. All these things the students are curious to know, sir.
Yes sir. So last year there was a lot of disruption in the marks versus rank, like everything shifted. What around at 120, 130. Earlier people used to get almost 5,000. This time it went like 10,000 plus at that score. So all the students are a little doubtful about that this year has a similar pattern being repeated. So all of that we will cover in today's session. We will also cover all the questions so that you can verify what your answers are, whether you got it correct. You can also get your own score, because then at the end, sir, we will tell, because then students will have their scores, how much they are predicting. Then we will tell about what your marks versus rank possibility is. Okay.
Yes sir. So especially when compared to 2024 JEE Advanced. So as physics I'm talking about, how is 25 paper?
So 25 paper, sir, in the beginning I got a little feedback that the paper is difficult, especially paper 2, some students said. But what I see in paper 2 is, yes, there are obviously a few difficult questions that will always be there in any advanced paper.
Obviously advanced has its own speciality.
Yes. So it's not like I'm comparing with advanced level. I'm not telling with mains. If you compare with mains, every question is difficult. But from an advanced level, sir, I think at least in physics, there was about 1/4 of the paper was doable. Even if someone has done mains but done it well,
yes sir,
he will be able to do 25% of the paper right away.
Superb sir, superb, nice.
So after that, I'll say 50% more of the paper is moderate. Like you have to think a little, you need a little deep conceptual things. So 75% of the paper, anyone who is prepared well is within range, within reach. But again, sir, little variations come over there.
So again, you see, sir, 25%, suppose a student is comfortably able to do, to reach 50%, what are the major things that are going to decide, like concepts or problems? What do you think the key factor to score better in physics?
So in paper 2 especially, it is not becoming extensively calculation based. In 2024, some places it was very calculation based. This time it's not as calculation based. There are some, obviously some. But some places like dimensional analysis, all of those things, they have come very direct, sir. Like if that question came in mains, no one would complain that it's like out of mains level. So there are a few questions like that. So I think some students are saying ki, it was a better than 22-23. But yes, this is one thing that I am seeing overall. This happened with NEET, the paper difficulty went up, so on. I think gradually the trend is shifting to pre-COVID era paper level, bit by bit.
Okay.
So in maths, is it a similar pattern?
Math, I can say, you see, earlier 2024, before up to 2023, you can see math paper is going to be the hard nut. The language that is used and everything will be higher. The notation itself very difficult to understand within the time.
Correct.
In 2024 paper, you can see the paper a bit relaxed, comfortable. So IIT Madras people set up decent paper where physics paper was a little harder than math last year. I guess even this year also, I can say math paper, most of the questions are comfortable. And so no question almost in paper 2 I am talking especially. So the language that is used is way beyond. All are in the very comfortable language which a normal student can understand. He won't take much time to understand the question. In such a way he framed the question. And a student who is comfortably good at math in JEE main, so he can definitely attempt 50 to 60% of the questions of math. In that way it is given, sir.
That's good. Like people are scared about maths, and especially because it's IIT Kanpur. Like IIT Kanpur is infamous because it sets difficult paper. The sample paper that they gave, they had difficult questions, but I'll say as compared to the sample paper, this was comparatively easier, which is a good thing. Students are prepared for that.
But I can say, I predict when compared to 2024, we can say 5 to 10% of the paper is little harder than 24.
Yes.
So with respect to that, the cutoff marks and all subject wise, I guess for open category it will be around 10 marks each subject. And maybe around 105, 110 marks in overall. I'm
Yeah.
expecting so, sir.
Correct. I also feel that the cutoff will slightly go down this time. What other predictions and analysis will obviously bring to all our students?
Yes, sir.
I think they are excited to see the questions
Yeah.
and what the solutions of them are.
Yes,
so, sir,
sir.
I'll leave you with the math
Sir.
section.
Fine, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And see you after my math session for
Of
physics
course,
paper
of course,
discussion. Right, dear students. Yeah, once again, welcome to Sri Chaitanya. Welcome to Infinity Learn. We shall see this paper solutions of P2 mathematics part. Are you all ready, guys? You see? Yeah. So you know the paper 2 pattern, guys. You see, single correct answer type, 4 questions were given, +3 -1, and multi correct answer type, +4 -2, 4 questions were given. Then, and numerical answer type, you see, you need to edit to two decimal places, truncated to 2 decimal places. 8 questions are given here, +4, no negative marks. That is the beauty of paper 2, dear students. Now coming to first section 1. You see, the first question, it is given g of x, a function is given where x naught is a specific number, where e power x naught plus x naught is equal to 0. X naught is such a number, g of x is given. Now he is asking here, for alpha is equal to 2, limit extends to x naught, this expansion, this particular limit is 0 or 1. When alpha is 3, this limit is 0 or 2 by 3. This is a single correct answer type, dear students. So we'll take g of x first. So first point, g of x, you try to adjust, dear students. Now if you align these two, so 3x into, you can say like e power x plus 1, 3x into e power x plus 1 minus alpha into e power x plus x by e power x plus 1, which gives 3x minus, you see, even 3 into is also there. So you can write here, guys. Yeah, you can say here. So this by this, if you divide, this is going to be x minus alpha by 3 into e power x plus x by e power x plus 1. This is the first step. G of x you can simplify like this. The next step, actually what you need is limit extends to x naught mod g of x, this one. So you need to find limit extends to x naught modulus of g of x plus x naught. You see, g of x plus e power x naught by x minus x naught we want. Array, e power x naught you can write as minus x naught. So this is limit extends to x naught modulus of g of x minus x naught by x minus x naught. Suppose this limit modulus is there, dear student, does not exist, case is not there. In all the 4 cases that limit is given some finite number, that means the limit definitely exists. So we can also say this is modulus of g dash of x naught. This is limit extends to x naught, if modulus is not there, g dash of x naught. So try to find g dash of x naught. For that, dear students, you just find g dash of x. X derivative is 1 minus alpha by 3 into, it is like u by v, v derivative of u minus u derivative of v by v square. This is the one. So you just find g dash of x naught. At x naught, this is 1 minus alpha by 3. This is 1 plus e power x naught whole square minus e power x naught plus x into, this is e power x naught by e power x naught plus 1 whole square. Now, dear students, if you just expand this, a plus b whole square, and if you do, let me write here, guys, this g dash of x naught is nothing but 1 minus alpha by 3 into e power x naught square gets cancelled, 2 e power x naught plus 1, this is minus, you can say x into e power x naught, right? This is x into e power x naught, because this is u derivative of v plus v derivative of u, this is. So e power x naught gets cancelled, x into e power x naught it is, but you can write e power x naught, you can write this is x naught, but e power x naught, you see minus x naught, you can write e power x naught, so that this becomes e power x naught plus 1 whole square. You see, I am going to cancel these two, because you see here minus x naught, you can write it as e power x naught. This is e power x naught square plus 2 e power x naught plus 1. So this is going to be 1 minus alpha by 3, and hence this limit is nothing but modulus of 1 minus alpha by 3. So now if alpha is 2, the answer is 1 by 3. If alpha is 3, answer is 0. And hence guys, here when alpha is 3, answer is 0, correct. These two are wrong, even this is also wrong. So in this way, dear student, this derivative related question can easily be answered, right? The next, you see second question. This second question is, R denote the set of all real numbers, then the area of the region where x positive, y greater than 1 by x, xy is equal to 1 related curve. This is one more straight line related half plane, second half plane. This area we need to find. For thus, dear students, what you can do here is, you just draw the graph. This is x, y is equal to 1 by x will be this graph. The next, this is, you just take equal to 0. This is a straight line with x intercept 1 by 5 and y intercept is going to be minus 1 by 4. So this is this straight line. The next guys, this is another straight line which is x intercept is 17 by 4 and y intercept is also 17 by 4, and hence this is going to be this area. Now if you just mark the half plane guys, you will get like, yeah, if you just mark the particular line, yeah, for easiness I am drawing here, this is 17 by 4 suppose, and this is 17 by 4. Now this area you want, right? You just mark the region. Now if you solve this curve and this line, you are going to get this point as 2 comma 9 by 4. This is 1 comma 1. This is 4 comma 1 by 4. You just solve the line equations. Now this area you can split into 2. Integral 1 to 2. Upper curve is this line, which is y is nothing but 17 minus 4x by 4 minus 1 by x dx plus integral here. This is going to be, you can write, I mean to say another curve, integral this line, you see this is integral 1 to 2, this line is this actually 5x minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by x dx, whereas this line integral 2 to 4 it is going to be. You need to solve these two integrals, which is, you can write 17 by 4x minus x square by 2 minus ln x between the limits 2 to 4 plus integ 5 by 4 into x square by 2 minus 1 by 4x minus ln x between the limits 1 to 2. If you simplify this, dear students, you are going to get the answer to be 33 by 8 minus log 4 base e. That's all. So very simple. It's a standard question, right? The next third question, dear students, this question a bit time taking, lengthy. The trigonometric equations related question. Given theta is tan inverse 2 tan theta minus this, then so find the total number of real solutions of this equation. Okay, now guys we can say like, you see here first thing, here you can observe if you divide with 9, this is 2 by 3 tan theta, this is 1 plus tan theta by 3 whole square. So better you take tan theta by 3 as some alpha, so that theta will become tan inverse 3 alpha is equal to, this is tan inverse of tan theta is 3 alpha, so which becomes 6 alpha. This is 2 tan theta is nothing but 6 alpha minus half sine inverse of, you divide with 9 so that you will get 2 by 3, right? 2 into alpha by, this is 1 plus, you see tan theta, tan square theta by 9, you will get alpha square. This is the one. From this, guys, you can write half into sine inverse of 2 alpha by 1 plus alpha square is tan inverse 6 alpha minus tan inverse 3 alpha. You just observe here, dear students, this is here cases will be half sine inverse 2 alpha by 1 plus alpha square. There will be cases. This is why you cannot directly write. Be careful because we need all possible cases, right? So for that I am going to write here. So here half sine inverse you can write in both the cases, which is, you see, sine inverse like opposite side by hypotenuse, 2 alpha by 1 minus alpha square is, this is tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. You can write like, yeah, tan inverse of 6 alpha minus 3 alpha by 1 plus 18 alpha square. You need to consider the cases even. So you just multiply to that side, which is tan inverse of 2x by 1 minus alpha square is equal to this. You can write 2 tan inverse of 3 alpha by 1 plus 18 alpha square. So you just to apply the cases, tan inverse of 2 alpha by 1 minus alpha square minus tan inverse of 3 alpha by 1 plus 18 alpha square is equal to, you can write tan inverse of 3 alpha by 1 plus 18 alpha square. Perfect. So this is, guys, now you just apply tan on both sides so that you will get tan A minus tan B by 1 plus tan A tan B, yeah, 3 alpha by 1 plus 18 alpha square is equal to 3 alpha by 1 plus 18 alpha square. So now, dear students, clearly alpha is equal to 0 is a solution. You just see, if alpha is 0, that means tan theta is 0. If theta is 0, satisfies, that is one solution. If not, you will get a quadratic equation in alpha square. Choose alpha square as some theta. If we simplify this, you will get 756 t square minus 48 t minus 4 equal to 0 you will get. So where t is alpha square, if you simplify this quadratic equation, since product of the roots is negative, you will get one positive, one negative root. Discard the negative, you will get some positive root, from which you will get two roots here. So alpha 1, alpha 2 and 0 is one root. All together, dear students, you are going to get 3 real roots for this particular equation. Okay, or you can also divide the case alpha positive, alpha negative, and also you can see. Okay, this is going to be question number 3, guys. Then question number 4, you see, this is very standard, the locus of the point of intersection of the two lines in which there is a parameter. So guys, how to, you no need to find the point of intersection. What you can do here is, you see, you eliminate alpha. 4x minus 3y is equal to 12, or by 12 is equal to alpha. The other one is 4x plus 3y into alpha, means you can write 4x minus 3y by 12 is equal to 12, from which you will get 16x square minus 9y square is 12 square. Therefore, you will get the locus like x square by 9 minus y square by 16 is equal to 1, which is a hyperbola. So the locus is hyperbola. The next, dear students, yeah, he said let t be the tangent to s passing through the point p comma 0 and 0 comma q, where q is positive and parallel to this line. So you have to find the tangent to the hyperbola parallel to this. What is this slope? You see, y is equal to 4x into root 2 by 3, that is 4 root 2 by 3 into x. this is the equation of the tangent, and hence how to take equation of the tangent to the parabola? You know, y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square minus b square. If you could take like this, y is equal to 4 root 2 by 3 into x plus or minus root of a square is 9, m square is 16 into 2 by 9 minus b square is 16. So you will get y is equal to 4 root 2 by 3 into x plus or minus root 16 will become 4. Right? So what about q? You see, if you put x is 0, y is equal to 4, he said, where q positive, and hence you have to discard the negative sign. So this must be y is equal to 4 root 2 by 3 into x plus 4. So q is going to be 0 comma 4. If you put y coordinate 0, x value is going to be minus 2 by minus root 2 by 3. You just see, if we put y is equal to 0, x 4 gets, you cancel, minus 3 by root 2, minus 3 by root 2. So this is p, this is q, guys. So, and hence the product of these two, minus 3 by root 2 into 4, so minus 6 root 2 is going to be the answer. I can say here the PQ value is minus 6 root 2. Clear? These are the 4 single correct answer questions that are given in this particular paper, guys. Then coming to multi correct answer type questions. In multi correct answer type questions, you need to be bit careful. You see, matrix I is given, P is given, Q, there are some unknowns x, y, z, and R is a 2 by 2 matrix where you see x, y, g are non-zero real numbers, and even R is also with all entries being non-zero, such that QR is equal to RP. That's what he has given. QR is equal to RP. So for that, dear students, you just consider QR is equal to RP. You take. That implies Q is nothing but XYZ4 into R is nothing but, say you say A, B, C, D. QR is equal to RP. A, B, C, D into P is going to be 2003. You just multiply, guys. You will get first row, first column, AX plus CY, first row, second column, BX plus DY, second row, first column, AZ plus 4C, second row, second column, BZ plus 4D. This is equal to first row, first column, 2A, this is 3B, this is 2C, this is 3D. This is the thing. From this, dear students, here one thing you can say, you see these two are equal. From this you can say AZ is nothing but minus 2C. Correct? Yeah. From these two, if you equate these two, BZ is nothing but, you can say BZ is minus D. So if you just divide, guys, A by B is equal to, yeah, you can say 2 into C by D. That is the point, right? So they are in proportion. A by B is equal to, that means AD is equal to 2BC. That is one thing. Now one more point here, you just consider debt on both sides. Debt QR is equal to debt RP. That means debt Q into debt R is equal to debt R into debt P. From this, dear students, you can say debt R is either 0 or debt P is equal to debt Q. There are two possibilities, this or this. So now what is debt R? You see, debt R is nothing but, this is matrix R. You just consider debt R, which is AD minus BC. AD minus, from this you can write this is minus BC. So actually BC, he said, all entries are non-zero. So BC cannot be 0. So debt R not equal to 0. Therefore debt P is equal to debt Q. That is the point. What is debt P, bhaiya? 6. Debt Q is 4x minus YZ. 4x minus YZ is nothing but 6. That is the point. This is equation 1 connecting x and yz. Now in the same way, here if you equate these two guys, ax plus cy is equal to 2a, you can write a into x minus 2 plus cy equal to 0. You take this az plus, you see, 4c is equal to 2c means plus 2c equal to 0, right? So you can treat like these are two equations in two variables a and c, homogeneous equations, but not all 0, because a and c are non-zero numbers. Therefore this det must be 0. You will get det x minus 2, this is y, this is z, det 2 must be 0. That means x minus 2 into 2 is equal to yz. So 2x minus yz is equal to 4. You see, these are two equations in two variables. One variable is x, another variable is yz. From this you will get x value is 1, yz value is minus 2. Okay, you see 1, you see minus 2. So now if you know this, come back to the options. Determinant of q minus 2i. Q minus 2i you will get x minus 2, y, z, this is 2, this is. You will get 2 into x minus 2 minus yz. X is already 1, this is minus 1 into 2 minus 2 minus yz, which is going to be, you can see, q minus 2i. This is q minus 2i is x minus 2 y z 0. X minus 2 into 2 minus yz. Yz is going to be, you see, minus 1, so that you can put 1 and you can see this will be 0, and you can verify here in these calculations you will get A and B will be the right answers. You just calculate q minus 2i, you have to get x minus 2 to yz. So x minus 2 into 2, this is going to be minus 2, this is, yeah, plus this 2i. If you get, you are going to get the answer. That is going to be, you will going to get the answer, dear students, right? Then next, this question, you see, this is another question here. You see, S denote the locus of midpoints of those chords of the parabola y square is equal to x, such that the area of the region enclosed between the parabola and the chord is 4/3. The R denote the region lying in the first quadrant enclosed by the parabola y square is equal to x, and another curve S and x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 4. You see, dear students, here this is a standard question. You can also apply shortcut. What is the, you see, locus of midpoints of the chords? Suppose midpoint of the chord is, say, x1 comma y1. So you know locus of the midpoint is s1 is equal to s11. For this curve, s1 means y1 minus half into x plus x1 is s1, s11 is y1 square minus x1. This is going to be this. You just multiply with 2, so that you will get 2y1y minus x minus x1 is equal to 2y1 square minus 2x1. So this is going to be, guys, x, you can write this line x as 2y1y, yeah. So you see, this is going to be 2y1y, this is 2xy1, this is 2x1. Bring 2x1 here, you will get x1 minus 2y1 square, where x1 y1 is a number. Now area of the figure enclosed between a quadratic and another, we have a shortcut. X is equal to y square, x is equal to, this means you just subtract, you will get a quadratic y square minus 2y1 into y, yeah, plus 2y1 square minus x1 equal to 0. This is like quadratic. Shortcut to find the area is delta power 3/2 by 6a square, which is delta in the sense b square 4y1 square minus 4a. C is going to be, you see, yeah, you will get x1 minus Yeah, you mean to say 2y1 square, 2y1 square minus x1. So, which is going to be 4y1 square minus 8y1 square plus 4x1, which is 4x1 minus 4y1 square. So, this is delta. Delta power 3 by 2, 4x1 minus 4y1 square power 3 by 2 by 6a square is given as, that area is given as 4 by 3, 3 2 times, this is 8, 8 means 2 cube. So, you will get 4x1 minus 4y1 square is nothing but, yeah, 4, this is going to be 4y1 square is equal to 4. Therefore, you will get y1 square is equal to x1 minus 1. Therefore, the final locus is y square is equal to x minus 1 is the second curve, s is equal to s. So, one curve is y square is equal to x. If you see these curve graphically, this is y square is equal to x. This is the one. Y square is equal to x minus 1 means it will be like this. Between the limits, I can say here, these two won't intersect. So, you draw the curves carefully. So, just the graph is shifted by 1 unit. So, y is equal to x square, if it is like this, x square minus 1 will be like this. Now, he has to take x is equal to 1 line is this, x is equal to 4 line is this. He is asking the area in the first quadrant. So, you can simply find the integral. This is integral 1 to 4 upper curve y is equal to x square means root x minus root x minus 1 dx. This integral you can comfortably do it, you are going to get the answer. You see 4 comma root 3 point lies on y square is equal to x minus 1. See 3 is equal to 4 minus 1, it does not lie, whereas if you integrate that you are going to get C, not this. So, A, C is the right answer. Okay guys. Then next you can say, yeah, 7th question, you see this, he has given P, Q are two distinct points on the ellipse, x square by 9 plus y square by 4 is equal to 1, where y1 positive, y2 positive, C denote the circle x square plus y square is equal to 9. You just try to draw the graph here. This is going to be, this is an ellipse where this is 3, this is 2, he said y1, y2 are positive. So, he has taken 2 points on it. Suppose x1, y1, x2, y2 are 2 points. Its relevant x1 is here, its relevant x2 is here. Okay. Now, he has taken a circle with center 0, 0, radius 3. This is the circle guys. So, you can draw, yeah. So, you can take it as a circle, auxiliary circle for this. Okay, then he has taken in such a way that x is equal to x1 is taken, x is equal to x2 is taken, where it cuts the circle C at R and S, right? This is R, this is S. So, this angle is pi by 6, he said. O, this is going to be, yeah, this is ROM is pi by 6. SOM is pi by 3. It's very clear. Auxiliary circle eccentric angle definition. Immediately you can say these 2 points. P point is nothing but A cos theta, A cos pi by 6, comma B sin pi by 6, which is nothing but cos 30 degrees is root 3 by 2. So, which is 3 root 3 by 2, comma 1. Whereas Q point is eccentric angle is pi by 3, 3 cos pi by 3, comma 2 sin pi by 3. So, this is cos 60 1 by 2, sin 60 root 3 by 2. These are the points. Now, he is simply asking us to find the equation of PQ and he is asking the lengths. Now, you just see the options. The equation of PQ, you know P point, Q point, you just find the equation, you will get this equation, 2-point form, this fails. Moreover, N2, X2, you see this is N2, suppose this is N2 guys, this is, yeah, this distance by, he has given here N2Q by N2S. You see, N2Q by N2S, he said. This is S, this is Q. If we have a result, N2Q by N2S will be B by Q. N2Q by N2S is nothing but B by A for the ellipse. B is going to be here 2. This is A is nothing but 3. 2 by 3, and hence this is absolutely correct, 2 by 3. Even same result for this, but he said 4 by 9. This is wrong. So B, C are the right answers, guys. Okay. Next, this question, he has given RB. R denote the set of all real numbers where f of x is given by this for x. Now he is asking at x is equal to 0 the maxima of f, minima of f, and the number of points of local maxima, local minima in the interval he is asking. Right. First of all, if you apply limit extends to 0, 6 plus sin x by x divided by 2 plus sin x by x. Limit extends to 0, you will get 6 plus 1 by 2 plus 1, 7 by 3. Limit is 7 by 3, f of 0 is also 7 by 3, and hence I can say the function is continuous. And now you need to go for the derivative, guys. For derivative, you see f of x you can write, you just write 2x plus sin x, that is 1 plus, this is going to be, you can separate 2x plus sin x plus 4x you can write, 4x by 2x plus sin x, correct? So this is f of x, you just find f dash x, this is 1 derivative 0, v derivative of u minus u derivative of v by v square, that is 2x plus sin x whole square, which gives, guys, this is 8x minus 8x gets cancelled, 4 sin x, you will get 4 sin x, yeah, minus 4x cos x by denominator square. Finally, you will get 4 by denominator square into x minus x cos x, right? So you can also write f dash x as 4 by some positive number. What is that? 2x plus sin x whole square into, if you just take cos x common, you will get, this is tan x minus x. Yeah. So it is going to be, now it is dependent on cos x and into tan x by x. This is some positive number into cos x into tan x minus x. This is the point. In this situation, he is asking at x is equal to 0. You see, dear students, tan x graph, right side, this is tan x, whereas y is equal to x will be like this. At 0 plus, you see, tan x is 0 plus case, first quadrant, and 0 minus, fourth quadrant, cos x is positive. Then right side, if you see, tan x is more than x, so right hand derivative, we can write f dash of 0 plus is positive, whereas f dash of 0 minus is negative, because this is positive itself, but here you see x is greater than tan x, negative. So left side negative, right side positive, means the graph will have local minima. Okay. So dear students, you can say the function is having local minima here. This is wrong. Okay, guys. Then next he is also asking number of points of local maxima, local minima in the interval, certain intervals. For that, dear students, what you need here is, you just continue here. Yeah, we got here f dash x is nothing but some positive number into cos x into tan x minus x. That's what we got. You just take the graph of tan x in certain intervals, 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, 5 pi by 2, 3 pi, yeah, you can say 7 pi by 2, 4 pi, and you can also write 9 pi by 2, 5 pi, you can write 11 pi by 2, this is 6 pi, like this. Now tan x graph, you just observe here, you can just take tan x graph, first quadrant, this is tan x graph, then it will be down, then it will be up, then here, this, here, right, then this. So yeah, the next you can say here, this one, then this. Then this is the graph of tan x up to 0 to 6 pi. Now y is equal to x graph, you can just take y is equal to x can be like this. Now you just see the points here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. You see here, I want to know whether the function is having local maxima or local minima. You are in pi to 3 pi by 2, third quadrant. Third quadrant cos x is negative. Cos x into, you just observe tan x minus x. Here, third quadrant cos x is negative. So, but here you see left side, you see tan x is, right side tan x is greater, x is greater. Right side it is going to be, you see, positive. Left side this is going to be negative. So negative into negative, positive, negative into positive, negative. So derivative positive to negative means it will have local maxima here. The function will have local maxima. Whereas 2 pi to 5 pi by 2, we are in first quadrant. In first quadrant cos x is positive. In that case, obviously you will get here minus plus only, negative to positive local minima. Again here same situation repeats, this, and again this you will get. Now you just see the option that are given. In the interval pi to 6 pi, local maxima 3. Pi to 6 pi, local maxima, you see 1, 2, 3, correct. This statement is correct. In the interval 2 pi to 4 pi, local minima 1. 2 pi to 4 pi, in this interval, local minima going to be only 1, correct, only 1, correct. This is also correct, guys. So for this question the options are B, C, D, correct. Simple, you just take the derivative, observe the graph and try to give the answer. Next, guys, so after this we've done single correct answer type questions and multi correct answer type questions. Now we are left with numerical answer type questions. Chalo, the first question is a differential equation question. You just divide with x square so that you will get dy by dx, you can say here, plus y by x is equal to 1 plus y by x whole square. You just put y is equal to vx to make it homogeneous, or y by x is equal to v. So dy by dx is equal to u derivative of v plus v derivative of u, dv by dx. So that this becomes v plus x into dv by dx plus another v is 1 plus v square. So you will get x into dv by dx is equal to v square minus 2v plus 1. So now you can do variable separable. Dv by v minus 1 whole square is equal to dx by x. You just integrate now, dear students. You are going to get here minus 1 by v minus 1 is equal to ln x plus c. So v you can write y by x. So you will get y minus x by minus x, correct? Yeah, is equal to ln x plus c, and hence you will get x by x minus y is equal to ln x plus c. Okay, now he has also given y of 1 is 0. When x is 1, y is 0, this is 1, so log 1 0, so c value is 1. So you will get x by x minus y is ln x plus 1. So from this, dear students, you got y value. You can generally simplify like, you see, x by x minus y is 1 plus ln x. So x by 1 plus ln x is going to be x minus y. Finally, you will get y is nothing but x minus x by 1 plus ln x. This is your function. Now you just find y of e square. You simply put e. You will get e minus e by log e is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, which is e by 2. This is. So finally you will get 2 into e by 2 whole square by, if you put e square, this is, you will get like e square minus e square by, so this is 3, this is. So which is 2e square by 3. You will get 2e square by 3. So 2 gets cancelled. You will get 3 by 4. Finally, 3 by 4, which is exactly 0.75. That's it. Exactly 0.75. That's it. So next, dear students, this question is the numerically greatest term. He said this has the largest among all numbers for all x, in the sense, why don't you take for x value? You know, for numerically greatest term, we compute n plus 1 into mod x by mod x plus 1. So you will get n plus 1 is 24 into mod x is 2 by 5 into x by 2 by 5 into x plus 1. This is true for all x according to the problem. Why don't you take x is equal to 1? So this is 48 by 5 by, this is 7 by 5. 7 by 5. So you will get 6 point something, in the sense T7 is numerically greatest term. T7 will have first term A0, second term A1, like the T7 will have A6. So A, he said, then the value of R, he said. So definitely R is nothing but 6 here. That's it. Simple question. The next, dear students, you see probability related one. A factory has a total of 3 manufacturing units, M1, M2, M3. Okay. Total probability theorem related question, which produce bulbs independent of each other. The units produce the bulbs in the portion 2:2:1. That means if you take a particular bulb, the probability that it comes from this factory is 2 by 5, this is 2 by 5, this is 1 by 5. Now, it is known that 20% of the bulbs produced in the factory are defective. So if you choose a bulb at random, what is the probability that the bulb is defective? 20%. 20% means 20 by 100, 1 by 5. Okay. Now, what is, so of course 1 by 5. Total probability, let us try to write, and he said 15% are defective from M1. So if all the bulbs are produced at M1, 15% are defective. If you choose a particular bulb from M1, the probability that it is defective is 15%. 3, 5 3s, 5 20s, correct? Yeah, this is 3 by 20. Yeah. So what is similarly, if you pick up a particular bulb to be defective, here suppose x, here suppose y. Now by total probability theorem, 1 by 5 is 2 by 5 into 3 by 20 plus 2 by 5 into x plus 1 by 5 into y. From this, dear students, you can say 2 10 times, this is 3 by 50. So you can say this is, yeah, this is going to be 3 by 50, this is 10 by 50, so 7 by 50, right? Yeah, 7 by 50 is going to be 2 by 5x plus 1 by 5y. You can also cancel with, you will get 7 is equal to, multiply with 50, you can say 20x plus, you can say, or else you can also write, cancel with 5, 7 by 10 is equal to 2x plus y. This is easy. Next point, he also said that, you see, the bulb chosen at random, he has given another point here. So a randomly chosen bulb produced in the factory is found to be defective. The probability that it is produced by M2. So that means to be defective, total probability is 1 by 5. What is the probability that it comes from M2 is nothing but 2 by 5 into x. This is given as 2 by 5. So you cancel this, x value is 1 by 5. If x value is 1 by 5, this is 2 by 5. y is nothing but 7 by 10 minus 2 by 5, which is 4 by 10 and hence 3 by 10. What is y? When you choose a particular bulb from M3, probability that it is defective. That's what he is asking here. If a bulb is chosen randomly from the bulbs produced by M3, the probability that it is defective, that is nothing but y, which is 3 by 10 and hence 0.3 is the answer, 0.3. Okay. The next, you see, consider three simple vectors x bar, y bar, z bar and two distinct positive real numbers, alpha, beta. Define x bar, y bar, z bar are given. The vectors x, y, z are coplanar. Array are vectors capital X, capital Y, capital Z are coplanar, means this box is 0. That means, so this is det of 1, 2, 3. You can say like, yeah. So boss x, y, z is nothing but, you can write alpha, beta, minus 1. You can write here like alpha, beta, minus 1. Alpha, beta, minus 1. Yeah. So here you can say, guys, I think there is alpha, beta, gamma. So you just change it like, yeah. He has given box x bar, y bar, z bar is 0. How to write box of x, y, z bar? You see, you can write that x coefficient alpha, y beta, z minus 1. Here x coefficient minus 1, y alpha, z beta. Here x coefficient beta, y minus 1, z alpha. This det into box of small x bar, small y bar, small z bar is 0. Array, small x, y, z, if you just consider 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, that will not be 0 and hence this must be 0. If you equate this is 0, you will get alpha cube plus beta cube minus 3 alpha beta is 1 it is. So plus 3 alpha beta is 1. You can rearrange it as alpha cube plus beta cube minus 1 is minus 3 alpha beta. That means you can write a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3abc, which is possible. That means either alpha plus beta plus minus 1 is equal to 0 or alpha is equal to beta is equal to minus 1. You know well, because a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3abc implies this. So but he said there are two distinct positive real numbers, so this is impossible. So this must happen. So alpha plus beta must be, you can say 1. If this is 1, guys, he is asking alpha plus beta minus 3. 1 minus 3 minus 2 is the answer. Minus 2 is the answer. Okay. The next, dear students, the next question, you know, he is simply asking alpha is argument of sum of these omega power n's. N is equal to 1 to 2025. You know, dear students, if you take the sum of 6 consecutive powers of minus omega will become 0. So there are 2025. So 2025, if you divide with 6, the remainder goes to be 3. I mean to say 16, 18, so 22, 45. 3 is the remainder. That means it is finally left with argument of minus omega power 1 minus omega square minus omega cube. The rest of all, if you keep on taking a group of 6 consecutive, that will become 0. So which is argument of minus omega, this is plus omega square minus omega cube. You see, argument of omega square minus of omega plus omega square, omega cube, sorry, omega plus omega cube is minus omega square, which becomes argument of 2 omega square. You know, cube the roots of unity, you take the unit circle, if this is 1 comma 0, at 120 degrees omega will be, another 120 degrees omega square will be. 2 omega square will have magnitude more, but argument is minus 2 pi by 3 this is. So its argument is minus 2 pi by 3. So now he is asking us to find, you see, so 3 alpha by pi, 3 alpha by pi, which is 3 by pi into minus 2 pi by 3, which is minus 2 is the answer. Minus 2 is the answer. Simple. The next, dear students, 14th question. So you are given a function f of x as log x is given, g of x is given. He is simply asking the derivative of the composite function. His derivative of the composite function f circle g inverse at x is equal to 2. Okay, for that, dear students, you can just take, so f circle g inverse of x derivative. So f circle g inverse of x derivative, its derivative is nothing but f of g inverse x, no, f dash of g inverse x into g inverse x derivative, right? So what is g inverse x? You just compute here. G of x is 4 by 1 plus e power minus 2x is y. So 1 plus e power minus 2x is nothing but 4 by y. So minus 1, e power minus 2x is 4 minus y by y. E power 2x is y by 4 minus y. 2x is nothing but ln of y by 4 minus y. X is 1 by 2. That is going to be, you see, finally g inverse of x is nothing but half log of x by 4 minus x. So half log of x by 4 minus x. This is going to be g inverse x. Okay. And dear students, f of x is log of, log of, this is x square plus 2x plus 4. Now I need to find this at x is equal to 2. Chalo, f dash of x. What is f dash of x? So log 1 by x square plus 2x plus 4 into its derivative 2x plus 2. This is the one. Now I need to put x is equal to 2 and g inverse of x, this is g inverse of x derivative also, half log x derivative 1 by x into its derivative v derivative of u minus u derivative of v by v square. So you will get x minus x gets cancelled. So 4 here, 4 minus x also gets cancelled. You will get 4 into half means, okay, this becomes 2 by x into 4 minus x. When you put x is equal to 2, this will become 2 into 2, this becomes 1 by 2. So f dash of x and g inverse of x, this at 2 will become 1 by 2 and g inverse of x at x is equal to 2, if you put 2 here, log 1, this becomes 0, f dash of 0, you will get 2 by 4, 1 by 2. 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 4, 0.25 is the answer for this question. Okay, 0.25. The next, dear students, this question is simple. You just multiply with sine 1 degree, sine 1 degree into alpha, sine 1 degree you try to write as sine 61 degrees, minus 60 degrees. So if you just write sine of a minus b, sine a cos b minus cos a sine b, if you expand, you will get cot 60 degrees, minus, because sine a cos b, you will get cot 61 degrees, this is. Next, second one will become cot 61 degrees, 62 degrees minus cot 63 degrees and so on. You are going to get, this is cot 118 degrees minus cot 119 degrees. Actually here there are 59 into 2, 118 terms are there. Okay, even number. But interestingly, this is cot 180 minus, you can write cot 180 minus 61, you can write. So plus cot 61, this and this gets cancelled. plus cot 62, this is plus cot 18 gets cancelled, because this is minus cot 62. Minus like this gets cancelled. You are left with cot 60 degrees. In between you are left with cot 90 degrees, either plus or minus, but cot 90 is 0. Finally you will get 1 by root 3. So sine 1 degrees into alpha. I just want cosecant 1 degree by alpha. So you bring this in the denominator. Root 3 is nothing but cosecant 1 degree, yeah, by alpha. Square on both sides, root 3 square will become 3. Correct? Then the last question, yeah, this is alpha is integral 1 by 2 to 2 tan inverse x by 2x square minus 3x plus 2. For this, guys, what you can put, suppose this is alpha, now replace x by 1 by x, so that alpha will become, this becomes 2, this becomes 1 by 2, tan inverse 1 by x by this, you will get 2 by x square minus 3 by x plus 2 means 2x square, here x by x square comes, into dx will become minus 1 by x square dx. So that these two get cancelled. Because of this minus, again this becomes integral 1 by 2 to 2. You will get tan inverse 1 by x, or you can write cot inverse x, because x is anyhow positive, by you will get 2x square minus 3x plus 2 dx. You just consider this alpha and this alpha, you will get 2 alpha is equal to integral 1 by 2 to 2, yeah, tan inverse x plus cot inverse x will become pi by 2 by, this is 2x square minus 3x plus 2 dx. So pi by 2 you just bring out, you will get 2 alpha is pi by 2 into integral 1 by t to 2. You just take 2 common, this becomes pi by 4. This is 1 by x minus 3 by 2 whole square. So that x square this plus 9 by 16 it is going to be. Correct? Because x square minus 3 by 2 it is, yeah. So 3 by 4 you have to write, 3 by 4. So x square minus 2 into 3 by 4 into x you are going to get 1. This is 9 by 16, you will get 7 by 16 root 7 by 4 whole square. This is, now you can just integrate. Alpha is pi by 8 into, alpha is pi by 8 into, you see you can bring this to this side, into, this is 1 by a tan inverse x by a. So you can write, this is 4 by root 7, 4 by root 7 into tan inverse x by a, that is x minus 3 by 4 by, you can write root 7 by 4, root 7 by 4. This is the one between the limits 1 by 2 to 2. So which becomes, so pi by 2 root 7 into, you will get tan inverse of, this is 4x minus 3 by root 7 between the limits 1 by 2 to 2. You just apply, dear students, which is pi by 2 root 7 into tan inverse, yeah. So 8, so 8 minus 3, 5 by root 7 minus tan inverse of, you can write 1 by root 7. So that you will get pi by 2 root 7 into tan inverse x minus y by 1 plus xy, which is 5 by 7. So which is pi by 2 root 7 into tan inverse of, you will get 7 plus 5 will become 12, 1 by 2 root 7, right? So this is going to be, this is 6, this is 12, this becomes 2, 7 by root 7 will become root 7 here. So now this is going to be alpha, that's what he has given here. So he want root 7 into tan of 2 alpha root 7 by pi. So tan of 2 alpha root 7 by pi, this is 2 root 7 into 2 alpha root 7 by pi. If you do, you are going to get 21 from this. So that is all about the mathematics part, dear students. The paper is almost, you can say, this is comfortable. Most of the questions are doable within the time, and we can say out of the 16 questions that are discussed, so you can say here except 3 or 4 questions, they are not even time consuming, so they are not misleading, they are almost direct. But I mean to say, definitely you need some concepts in a strong manner to do the problems within the time, right, dear students? So as far as JEE Advanced 2025 is concerned, paper 1 and paper 2 is together. Math part, I can say most of the part, this is very easy to do, I mean to say. So for the next year students who are trying also, my suggestion is be strong with the concepts. You need to get some pace over the math part so that you can happily score good part in math. Okay, and
Oscar,
now
you put
so
questions
got
1 to
7
in
by
order, right,
3.
in maths, in physics.
7 by 3. Here you
Just
see
checking.
here,
There
you
if I
just
see new
compute.
questions.
Okay, but actually calculation you can see here 2 root 7 alpha by pi. You see here 2 root 7 alpha, 2 root 7 alpha by pi is going to be, you can see here, tan inverse root 7 by 2, that is. So from this 2 root 7 alpha by pi into tan is going to be root 7 by 2 kind of. Okay, root 7 by 2 into root 7 is also there, and accordingly you will get. Okay, just check the calculations, you are going to get the answers. Just this part. So did I write 1 by a here? 1 by a tan inverse x by a. 1 by a is going to be 4 by root 7 is also there. Yeah, 1 by a I have written here. 1 by a tan inverse x by a, and apply the limits. Okay, yeah, you just check the part. So now physics sir is waiting here for you. So hello sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. So
Thank
please continue the discussion, sir.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much,
fine,
sir.
Bye.
Okay, let's begin our physics part here. So physics, like I've said before, it's like moderate level. Some questions are tricky though. We'll cover all of them. We'll go in detail, breaking down the concept over there and what's the shortest method to solve those questions. Alright, let's start with the first one. This is the MCQ part, single correct one, which had a +3 -1 scoring. Let's start with this one, dimensional analysis. Simple, but I'll show you how you can solve it quicker. Because over here, if you read the question, it says temperature difference can generate an EMF in some materials. S is the EMF produced per unit temperature. This is important, per unit temperature between the ends of the wire. Sigma is the electrical conductivity. K is the thermal conductivity of the material. M, L, T and K are the dimensions of mass, length, time, current, temperature. Dimensional formula of this Z is S square sigma divided by K. Now one thing, you can individually put what S is, the entire MLT form of the S. You can put the conductivity's entire MLT K form of it, or you can just plug over here what the actual relations for them are and see how it readjusts. I'll show you how to do that. So first and foremost, this S that we have been talked about, that is EMF per temperature. So S is basically the EMF V divided by the temperature. We'll keep it as such. Our, where is it? Electrical conductivity. Electrical conductivity, I know resistance is equal to L by sigma A, where sigma is the conductivity. So I can get sigma is equal to L by RA, and R I can write, you'll see I'll write it as V by I. V by I. Okay, I only is given, right? I'll write sigma in this form. So I'll keep it here. Sigma is equal to IL by VA. Alright. Next thing, what do I have? I have the thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity, how do we get that? So for thermal conductivity, I know energy. E refers to the energy. Energy by time is heat energy by time basically. Is that thermal conductivity? I should put it with a small k. just so I can distinguish it from here. Area into that temperature difference theta divided by the length L, correct? So if I want to write the thermal conductivity, K would be equal to E into L divided by T into A into theta. That is the thermal conductivity. We got all three. Rahul is saying it's going dimensionless. No, it is not going dimensionless. I write in this form. I do not put MLT form. I do not put mass, length, time, all of that stuff. Now I take all of these and plug it in the relation that is given to me. So let's do that. S square if I put, I'll have a V square by theta square into sigma. Sigma is IL by VA. VA into 1 by K. 1 by K would be TA theta. TA theta divided by E into L. E refers to the energy, keep in mind. E refers to the energy. I write it in this form. Okay. So over here, take the V's out. One of the V I take out. One of the thetas I take out. Length term taken out. Area terms taken out. Now see, up top, I have a voltage into a current into a time. What is voltage into current into time? That is energy. Because voltage into current is power. So voltage into current into time is energy. So I can take that out with this energy. What am I left with? I'm just left with one theta over here. So I know dimensionally that is just theta inverse, temperature inverse. So I think temperature was represented with a K here. So it's only going to be option B. This is the shortest method to solve it. If you have gone by the full writing the MLT form of V, MLT form of theta, so on and so forth, you'll still get the answer. It will just take way more time. 203, I believe you would get into the top IITs, top streams, top 5 IITs you'll get. Top 5 IITs you'll get. So at 203, I'm assuming your rank would come around 2000 or something. Below 2000 I'm expecting it should come. At that point you can get into the top IITs, but CSE you might not get in the top 5. If you're general category, CSE you might not get, but you will get economics, mathematics, computing and all of those. Okay. So we'll move to the next question. This was slightly trickier question. Let's understand how we can do this. We have to do this by integration. It says there are two coaxially conducting cylinders of same length L with radii √2r and 2r and are kept as shown in the figure 1. The charge on the inner cylinder is Q. So the inner cylinder has a charge Q, outer cylinder grounded, so it has zero potential. Correct? Zero potential does not mean zero charge. Even though here it does not make an impact, still important to note. Annular region between the rings filled with a material of dielectric constant K. So this gap here filled with a dielectric constant that will affect the electric field. You have an imaginary plane of the same length at a distance r from the common axis of the cylinder. Like this, it's cut from the top view. This is the top view. This is the side view. The plane is parallel to the axis of the cylinders. Cross-sectional view over here shown, ignoring edge effects. The flux of the electric field through the plane is going to be how much? Now, what is the flux of the electric field over here? I'm basically going for E dot dA cos theta, right? Now, the electric field's impact will only come because of this inner charge. The inner cylinder is giving a radially outward field. And it's just this radially outward field from the inner cylinder that will cut through this area and this area. That is what you're going for. Okay? So, let's see how we can solve it. Do I have space? Yes. Let's consider, this is the bigger one and let's put here. I don't even care about the outer cylinder because it will impact nothing in the field inside. Outer surface will not create any field inside. I don't care about it when I'm dealing with flux. Now over here, this distance is given as r, right? This distance is given as, yes, that distance is given as r. Let's pick a small length here at a distance x. So from here to this point, this is small r, let's assume. Small r is basically, and let's pick this angle as theta, and it traces a small angle d theta over here. So that dx length is the small angle d theta. First x, first we'll write r. R is basically capital R by cos theta. See in the right angle triangle here. It's capital R by cos theta. What is x? X for me is r tan of theta. Which means if I want this dx, I can get to the dx. Dx is equal to, if I differentiate this, I'll get r sec square theta d theta. This is going to be important for me. Alright. Now I'm basically going for flux. For flux, we need the electric field here. The electric field is obviously making the same angle theta with the area. So if I do just the flux integration E dot dA cos theta, what would I get? E would be equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. Because you have done this, a cylinder essentially acts like a line charge placed at its central axis. Similar point we'll go for. Lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. What is the dA? dA is basically this thickness dx into the length of the strip here. So it's like a strip. Thickness is dx. Remember, from the top view I see a thickness over here, but that's a full strip. So it's dx into this length L. So L dx, and I have a cos theta here as expected. What are my variations of theta? Look from this view. What is my variation of theta? I essentially integrate from this point to this point, right? This length over here is r. This length is given r root 2. So you can tell this angle is 45 degree. Whereas the bigger angle, this is r, this is 2r. So you know this angle here is then going to be 60 degree. You can apply your basic trigonometric there to find it. Right? So we have this setup. Let's plug stuff in. Our limits are going from pi by 4 to pi by 3. Lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught. Small r was capital R by cos theta. We need that. Cos theta up top. In fact, there's a cos theta already, so I'll make it a cos square theta. Keep the L here. Dx was r sec square theta d theta. Integrating. The limits are there. I'm not plugging it in for now. Cos square theta, sec square theta goes. The r goes. You pull the lambda L by epsilon naught out. You just have integration the d theta from pi by 4 to pi by 3. So pi by 3 minus pi by 4 is going to give you lambda L. Lambda L is essentially the total charge Q. Charge per unit length into the length. So this is Q. 2 pi epsilon naught. Pi by 3 minus pi by 4 would be a pi by 12. Okay. One little thing is, it is said that in this region it had a dielectric constant of 5, which means when I do the original electric field, I have to put that dielectric constant in there as well. So there's the dielectric constant. Plug everything in. Q by the pi cancels out. You have a 2 into 12. All right. 2 into 12. That's a 24. 24 into 5. 120 epsilon naught. So on the basis of that, many students have marked option D, and that is incorrect. Why is that incorrect? Because here I have integrated only for this part. Think about it. I went from pi by 4 to pi by 3. I integrated for this part. You still have this bottom part left. So the total flux is this flux plus this flux. So I have to multiply with 2. So the answer is Q by 60 epsilon naught, because there's that factor of 2 on top. Okay. Let's go for the next one. This is a very simple question because it has come in a form in your mains. Mains PYQ had a similar form. It's just basically angular SHM. Uniform rod O dash length L is hinged at the point vertically between two walls using two massless springs, same spring constant. Springs are connected at the midpoint and at the top end. Rod is made to oscillate by a small angular displacement. Frequency of the rod is F1. Whereas in that case, the arrangement is a little different. So let's go bit by bit. If I tilt it by an angle theta, here the decrease in length is going to be L times of theta, assuming theta is small, is going to be L times of theta. Whereas over here, the increase in length is going to be L theta by 2, L by 2 times of theta, correct? Now obviously this is pulling it back, this is also pushing. They are giving torques in the same direction about this fixed point. So in the first case, tau is equal to kx, k into L by theta, that is kx, that's the force, into the distance, that's L, so L square, plus there is going to be kx, that is k L by 2 theta, into the distance, perpendicular distance from there is L by 2. So what do we get? KL square theta and KL square by 4 theta, that is 5 KL square theta by 4. That is your tau. In the first case, case 1, in over there I want to go to omega, right? If I go to omega, omega is the same as frequency. Just the 2 pi's difference is there. So alpha is equal to this divided by the moment of inertia into, I'm assuming the mass, whatever the mass is, I don't care, ml square. This is a rod turning about its end point, so it's ml square by 3. There's a factor of 3 over here. Take the L squares out. You have alpha is equal to 15k by 4m. This is your omega square. So omega 1 is root over of 15k by 4m. Done? Now we go into case 2. In case 2, in case 2, we have this L by 2 sections here. It's now both of them, if I shift it by the same angle theta, you will see both of them are shifted by L by 2 times of theta. That's the displacement, that's the extension or compression in both of them. So we find the torque in case 2. Torque in case 2 is obviously same, k into L by 2 times of theta. That is the extension into the distance from the axis, that's an L by 2 as well. Now that's one of them. Both of them are literally giving the same torque, same force. So I'll put a factor of 2 on top of this. Take it out. I get a KL square theta by 2. My alpha then is going to be KL square theta divided by 2 into ML square by 12 on top. Take the L squares out. Take it out. You have a 6 here. So alpha in this case is 6k by m. So omega in the second case is root over of 6k by m. Done. Now we take that, we are going for omega 1 by omega 2. F1 by F2 is essentially omega 1 by omega 2. Omega 1 was what? 15k by 4m. Omega 2 was 6k by m. Right? Put a root over, take the k's out, take the m's out. You have, this leaves behind a 5, this leaves behind a 2. There's a factor of, 1 second. Did I slightly make a calculation mistake somewhere? 1 second, 15 by 4 km. Here I have a k L by 2 times theta into this. That's a factor of 2 over there. Just a moment. Did I make some calculation mistake? Because this extra 4 is remaining. As far as I remember, it should be 5 by 2. There's a factor of 4. Where did that factor of 4 come from? That's 15k by 4m. Yes, that is correct. KL square by theta. KL square by theta. K L by 2 theta. Yes, that's also correct. I believe there is some place ML. Oh, my bad. My mistake. This is ML square by 3, right? It's not ML square by 12. It's turning about its end point. It's ML square by 3. Take this out. It's ML square by 3. So it's 3k by 2m. Omega 2 is root over of 3k by 2m. Does that fix things for me? Let's check if it fixes stuff for me here. I have a 15 by 4 15k by 4m, and omega 2 I have a 3k by 2m. Yup. I think we are sorted. K goes, M goes, this cuts it out, leaves behind a 5, this leaves behind a 2. Yes, it is 5 by 2. That is the answer. 206 marks बन रहे हैं. IIT confirm है? हाँ, IIT confirm है. 206 में. Top 5 IITs में भी आपको मिल जाएगा. अच्छे वाले streams मिल जाएंगे. Hello श्रेयांश, welcome. How was your exam? चलो अगले वाले पे चढ़ते हैं. अच्छा, this one can be slightly tricky. Many students struggled with it. Now some students went for a reduced mass method, but there is a simpler way to solve this. Okay, there is a way simpler way to solve this if you can visualize the setup. Hello Ajay, welcome, welcome. Chalo, consider a star mass m2 revolving in a circular orbit around another star mass m1 kg, m1 much greater than m2. The heavier star slowly acquires mass from the lighter star at a constant rate of gamma kg per second. In this transfer process, there is no other loss of mass. If the separation between the centers of the stars is r, then its relative rate of change 1 by r dr dt is given by what? Okay. How will we do this? The simpler way, the quicker solution is to use the variable mass system concept here. What do I do by variable mass system? I know by variable mass system, m times of dv dt is equal to v times of dm dt, assuming there's no external force. Like here, as it is absorbing the mass, if there's no external force, you can have a negative sign, but I don't care about the negative thing right now. This is what holds in a variable mass system, correct? So on the basis of that, m dv dt, this is what m is this? This is the mass that's revolving, m2. This is the m2 that's going around. Correct? Because that is the one absorbing it. Also, the bigger one is also losing mass, but the bigger one is too big. You don't really care about that. So, dv dt is v by m2 dm dt. We got that sorted. Now think about it. This is also a question of gravitation. Because according to gravitation, the particle is moving. It's in an orbit. If it's in an orbit, its v is related to the radius of orbit. Its orbital speed is related to radius of orbit as root over of 2gm divided by small r. Right? If it is 2gm divided by small r, I apply a differentiation on top of it. If I differentiate it, what do I get? I get a root 2gm. That's a constant, pull it out. 1 by root r is going to give me minus half into 1 by r root r to the power 3 by 2 essentially. Correct? dv dt take from here and plug it in. That's why we did all of that. If I plug it in, I get a v by m2 times, what is this dm dt? dm dt itself is gamma kg per second. dm dt is gamma kg per second. Put the gamma in here. Root over 2gm and take a root r along with it. So you get a root over of 2gm by small r into 1 by r. Oh, there's also dr dt, my mistake. dr dt, 1 by r dr dt. And there's this factor of minus half. Correct? This root 2gm by r, that happens to be the v only, which we started off with. So that can be taken out with this v. Take this minus 2 from the denominator, plug it over here, you get minus 2 gamma by m2. That is your 1 by r dr dt. See, that's option B. That's a way simpler method to solve it. If many students went by the full reduced mass method, went by the reduced mass method, tried to do, okay, reduced mass, net force is 0, so on and so forth. I feel this is way simpler. Merge it with gravitation, your question becomes way simpler. Okay? Anushka, 201. IIT Bombay you will get, you'll not get CSE, and MNC also might be a little tight, but you'll get something like economics and all of that, because at 201 I'm expecting you'll be below 2000 rank. Okay? Chalo, we go for the next one. Now we are going to multiple select. Okay, multiple select questions. We can have more than one answer. So let's head into it. First one. Positive point charge 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb kept at a distance of 20 centimeter from the center of a neutral conducting sphere of radius 10 centimeter. Sphere is then grounded and the charge on the sphere is measured. Grounding is removed. Subsequently, the point charge is moved by a distance of 10 centimeter away and the center of the sphere over here. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught given. Before grounding, what is the potential? So on and so forth. Now, this is a question that could have come in your mains also. The difference between this question coming in mains and advanced is that the language is made more complicated. The question is simple, the concept is simple, everyone knows the concept, but the language is made a little twisted. Okay? So first and foremost, what is my setup? You have originally a neutral conducting sphere. It has a radius of 10 centimeter. At 20 centimeter distance from here, I put a point charge of 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb. Correct? First and foremost, before I ground, what is the electrostatic potential of the sphere? That's simple. That's literally the potential that this charge creates at the center. How far away is it? It's 20 centimeter away. That's it. So it's just kq by r. Part A I'll write here. It's just kq by r. 9 times 10 to the power 9, that's the k. Charge is given 10 to the power minus 8. Divided by the distance of that from the center is 20 centimeter, that's a 0.2. So this goes, make it 10 to the power 10, take it out, 10 to the power 2. This goes with 9, 4.5. So yes, that's 450 volts. Option 1, option A is correct. We have to check all of them. Second one, charge flowing from the sphere to the ground because of grounding is 5 into 10 to the power minus 9 coulomb. Now we know whenever we ground something, its potential has to become 0. Now potential becoming 0 does not always mean that the entire charge flows out. Potential 0 means if there is influence from some other charge which was creating a potential, then ground will feed some potential into the sphere so that its own potential can cancel the effect of the external charge. So essentially, when you grounded it, the sphere itself will take that much amount of charge that will allow it to give exactly this much potential but in the negative side. So it will pull electrons. It will take negative charge from the ground. So for part B, I know just the potential from the sphere should be 450 volt with whatever charge it has. There the formula is K into, I'll say, Q dash divided by R, R being the radius of the sphere. Q dash is what we are going for. So Q dash is 450 times the radius of the sphere is 10 centimeter, which is 0.1, divided by 9 into 10 to the power 9, goes with the 50. This goes with this, so 5 into 10 to the power minus 9. And remember, this has to be negative charge because already a positive potential was getting created, so it has to take negative charge so that its own potential can be negative 450 volt. Alright, so it's a negative charge that it takes in. Charge flowing from sphere to the ground because of grounding, yes, option B is correct. After grounding is removed, charge on the sphere is this, yes, correct. Because when you have removed the grounding, it will keep it, it will not go. There's no space for the charge to go out from. Now after that, after removing grounding, I am taking this original point charge from a 20 centimeter to 10 centimeter further away, which means now I'm making the distance as 30 centimeter. They've asked that in this state, what is the potential of the sphere in the final state? Which means in the final state, part C is already done. In the final state, already this has a charge Q dash, plus this is now a 30 centimeter distance away. The small q, it's 30 centimeter away. So the total potential of the sphere is going to be the sum of both of them, right? So let's do that. The total potential of the sphere is going to be, you can't use the 450 because that was at 20 centimeter. Now it's 30 centimeter away. So K into, I'll take common from here, Q divided by 30 centimeter, which is a 0.3, minus, because the charge that the sphere has now on itself is a negative charge. and that we got was 5 into 10 to the power minus 9, so I'll call it Q dash for now, divided by the radius of the sphere never really changes, it's still 0.1 centimeter, 0.1 meter, so there's a 0.1 still here. So we have a K, that's 9 times 10 to the power 9 into this Q was 10 to the power minus 8, or I'll write it as 10 into 10 to the power minus 9 divided by a 0.3 minus this is 5 times 10 to the power minus 9 divided by a 0.1. The reason I do that is because I can take these out. Once I've taken these out, I can even pull a 10 out from here. Basically, I can pull a 10 out, so I'll get a 90 into over here I have a 1 by 0.3 minus a 1 by 0.2. Because if I pull a 10 out, there's just a 5 here, so a 2 has to be put in the denominator here. I get a 90. Down below I'll have a 0.6. I'll have a 2 minus 3, or basically a 3 minus 2. That's a 1. 90 by 0.6. 90 by 0.6 would go to 150. So I'll get 150 volt. This one doesn't match with that, so this is incorrect. The correct answers are only A, B and C. Okay? Like I've said before, multiple select is going to take the most time, and technically in the exam, I really hope you did it at last, because then you don't occasionally get time to see the other questions. Okay, next we'll go. This is quite a common question. This is quite a common question that has, if you have done before, you might have seen this kind of thing. It says there are two identical concave mirrors, each of focal length f, and they are facing each other. The focal length f is much larger than the size of the mirrors. A glass slab thickness T, refractive index N0 is kept equidistant from the mirrors and perpendicular to their common principal axis. You can see the arrangement. All this language is just this diagram. Monochromatic point source S is embedded over here at the center of the slab. Image is formed on S itself from both of them. So there are two criteria where this can happen. One criteria is literally this point goes out, and by reversibility of light it comes back. Correct? Now first and foremost, understand that there's going to be a refraction over here. So you are not seeing, if suppose this is the distance, I'm assuming if this is T, this is T by 2, right? But from this lens, from this mirror's point of view, it is not seeing it at a depth of T by 2, because here you will have the concept of real depth and apparent depth. So what is actually T by 2 as seen by any of them, whether this side or that side, the actual depth it will see, T dash I will call it, is T by 2 times of N0. That is the actual apparent depth that it will get to see, right? Now over here I'm assuming that the distance from here to here is D. First case, if there has to be proper reversibility of light, then according to the lens, the point from where it sees it coming, that should be the same as the center of curvature of the lens, because you know when light ray passes through the center of curvature, then it gets reversed completely. So that is my first criteria. I want to check that this point here is literally the center of curvature, which is essentially 2f. One thing to note, I am not saying that where it is actually where the source actually is, from there it is 2f. From the point where it appears, that apparent point, from there it has to be 2f. Keep that in mind. So how much is basically that distance? That is D plus T by 2 N0. The distance from the mirror apparently is T by 2 N0. That has to be equal to 2f, which means D basically has to be 2f minus T by 2 N0, right? If I got the D, the distance from the edge of the slab to the mirror, I want to find the distance between both of them, right? Distance between both of them. Distance between both of them is, you'll have the same D on this side. So there's a D plus a T. So the actual distance you're looking for, I'll call it capital D. It's 2 small d plus t. If you plug it here, 2f minus t by 2 N0 plus t What do I get? I get 4f minus t by n naught plus t, which is 4f plus t 1 minus 1 by n naught. That is case 1. I think that matches our first option here, option A. We are not done. There is another case where it can happen. The other case where it can happen is if the same apparent point is, instead of it being the center of curvature, if it is the focus. How will that work? Because if that point is the focus, the light ray that goes here, that gets reflected here, and purely by symmetry, you know it's going to come back and land at the same point. Because it's symmetry. In either side, it has to be the same. Again, that same reversibility holds true. Just this time you're not reversing. Same way, the light ray that goes from here has to go hit there and come back. So the second criteria is this length stays as it is. This part is as it is, but now that length has to be equal to the focal length in the second case. So we do the case 2. That same d plus t by 2 n naught, that won't change. But this time this is equal to the focal length. Take it. We are looking for the d. D is f minus t by 2 n naught. So capital D is it's same 2d plus 2d plus not f plus t. My bad. But d has slightly changed. So if I plug it here, I'll get a 2f minus t by n naught plus t. That's a 2f plus t 1 minus 1 by n naught. The only difference between this and this is this had a 4f, this had a 2f. We have an option, it's option B. So I think many students would have got one of them right, but getting them both, you'll have to think a little deeper. A second layer, what is the other possibility? Okay, we go for the next question. Next one says there are 6 infinitely large and thin non-conducting sheets and are fixed in configurations 1 and 2 as shown in the figure. The sheets carry a uniform surface charge density, which are indicated in terms of sigma naught. Separation between any 2 consecutive sheets is 1 micrometer. The various regions between the sheets are denoted as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If sigma naught is 9 microcoulomb per meter square, which of the following statements are correct? Permittivity of free space, all of that stuff, the regular stuff is there. Okay, first and foremost, they are talking about the electric field and the potential. Whether I'm going for electric field, that's pretty direct. Potential also, I need the electric field because then I can do electric field into the distance to get the potential. So let's identify what the potential, what the fields are going to be. Over here, think about it. You might feel, oh, this gets an effect of sigma by epsilon naught. This also pulls by sigma by minus sigma by epsilon naught, it pulls. But remember, technically for this point, this is pushing with sigma by epsilon naught. All of these are similarly acting. So don't just take the impact of 2 of them, take impact of all of them. So for the first one, there's sigma on this side. On that side, what is the net charge? What is the net charge? Plus sigma, minus plus, they cancel out. This is left. So technically the pull here is going to be a sigma by epsilon naught. Because this sheet's effect is cancelled by this sheet's effect is cancelled by this at this point. Because if this minus sigma by epsilon naught is pulling, this plus sigma by epsilon naught is pushing. Similarly, and remember, it doesn't depend on how far away they are. That's the thing about infinite sheets. Only this minus sigma by epsilon naught's effect is not cancelled. So that is pulling and the first one is pushing. So sigma by 2 epsilon naught's contribution from here, same contribution over here. When I think about the central point, look, on this side, they are completely cancelling out their effect. On this side, they are again cancelling out their effect. So the potential is 0. If you go for region 3 over here, 2 of them cancelled, 1 stayed, a positive stayed here. Here 2 of them cancelled, a negative stayed. So positive pushes, negative pulls, you'll get the same sigma by epsilon naught. Again over here, you will get 0, same way. You'll see all cancelled on this side, all cancelled on that side. This point if you go, again over here, you will get the same sigma by epsilon naught. Because this negative stays, and over here if you do, there's a net positive charge in that direction, pushing in that direction. So in region 4 of configuration 1, the electric field is 0. Yes, it is 0. We see that. Okay. Next, in region 3 of configuration 2, same logic will apply. Sigma by 2 epsilon naught. What about this side? Everything cancelled, everything cancelled. There's another minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So put field here, sigma by 2 epsilon naught, that is also pulling. So there's a sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Sigma by 4 epsilon naught contribution from here. Sigma by 4 epsilon naught's contribution from here. Okay. What about this point? At this point, how much is the charge here? The net charge on this side is minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Okay. Minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught, here these two cancelled. Here you have plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught pushing, minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught pulling, plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught pushing from that side again. So firstly over here I will get a push. This side I will get a pull of the same sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Okay. Because again, I'll repeat, minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught pulling. These two cancelled. If you add these two, plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught pushing. So sigma by 4 epsilon naught from each side, net is sigma by 2 epsilon naught pushing in this direction. Alright, third part we have over here. In this part, potential I assume is plus, these two cancel out, you have plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught pushing, minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught pulling. So you get sigma by 2 epsilon naught in that direction. Okay. This case, what do we get? In this region, region 4, these two cancelled, negative, you get a negative, so it pulls in this direction with sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Over here, positive, that pushes. So again, sigma by 2 epsilon naught here. Purely by symmetry, I can also tell over here the cancel, you get a sigma by 2 epsilon naught there. Right? So in region 3 of the configuration, magnitude of the electric field is this sigma. Nope, that's nowhere true. Nowhere do we get sigma by epsilon naught. Everywhere it's sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Potential difference between first and the last sheet of configuration 1 is 5 volt. Here the potential difference from going from here to here is sigma by epsilon naught into D. Here to here, no more potential difference. Here again sigma by epsilon naught D, nothing. Again sigma by epsilon naught D. So from the starting till the end, that's 3 sigma by epsilon naught D. It is not 5, is it 5 volt? 3 sigma epsilon naught, 3 sigma by epsilon naught into D. I don't think it is going to be that. Nope, I don't think that's going to be that. So this is also incorrect. Okay, you can do the calculation here and check. This factor of 3 will mess things up for me. Part D is telling potential difference between first and last of the configuration 2 is 0. Let's check. Going from here to here, sigma by 2 epsilon naught into D. From here to here, that effect will be cancelled out. Because you are going an equal distance but in reverse electric field now. That will be cancelled out. Again it will increase here. Okay, there will be again a potential drop here. Again while going to here, potential increase. Again this part will cancel out the potential of this part. But this part stays back. You have been pushed in that direction, then you have opposed. Pushed, opposed. So they are kind of cancelling their out. These 1, 2 and 3 and 4, they are cancelling their effects out. But the effect of region 5 still stays. So the potential does not become 0. This is also incorrect. There's only one correct answer, option A. Okay. We'll go for this one. This is the last question that I will be doing. After that, Ravindram sir will be coming in. He will be doing the part 2, the numerical answer type. So it says efficiency of a Carnot engine operating between a hot reservoir kept at a temperature of 1000 Kelvin is 0.4. It extracts 150 joules of heat per cycle from the hot reservoir. Work extracted from this engine is being fully used to run a heat pump that has a coefficient of performance 10. Hot reservoir of the heat pump is at a temperature of 300 Kelvin. Which of the following statements is or are correct? This is again a mains question. I will literally say this is 2 mains question punched into one. That's why it's become an advanced question. First part, they have asked work extracted from the Carnot engine in 1 cycle is how much? I know efficiency for a Carnot engine is just work done divided by the heat supplied. That's it. So if we go with that, efficiency is given to you as 0.4. Work done divided by the heat that you extract from the hot reservoir, that's 150. So if you multiply, you'll get work done as 60 joules. So yes, option A is correct. Next, we are going for option B. Temperature of the cold reservoir of the Carnot engine is 600 Kelvin. Simple. Carnot engine efficiency formula I know, 1 minus cold divided by the hot. Efficiency is given as 0.4. So cold by the hot. Hot is already provided to us as 1000 Kelvin. 1 minus eta. Eta is 0.4. 1 minus 0.4 is 0.6. So we get temperature of the cold reservoir as 600 Kelvin. So I think option B also comes correct. Next, what is the temperature of the cold reservoir of the heat pump? Now they have said whatever work, the 60 joules that you have done, you have taken that and put it into the heat pump. You have put it into the refrigerator. That's the input into the refrigerator. Temperature of the cold reservoir of the heat pump. Before that, we can find what is the heat supplied to the hot reservoir of the heat supplied to the hot reservoir of the heat pump in one cycle. Okay, we can go for that. So we know the coefficient of performance is QH divided by W. QH divided by W. Now beta is given to us as 10. Was it given 10? Yes, it's given 10. So 10 W, that is equal to this heat supplied to the hot reservoir. W was 600, was 60. So QH is 600. So this is obviously incorrect. This is incorrect. Then we have temperature of the cold reservoir of the heat pump is 270 Kelvin. Let's check that. For the 270 Kelvin part, we have beta is equal to this entire thing. I can write it as TH by TH minus TC. So we have beta is equal to 10. Where is it? 10 is equal to TC. We have been provided with hot reservoir is given as 300 Kelvin. We want the cold reservoir. That is 300 Kelvin divided by 300 minus TC. So that's a 3000 minus 10 TC. That is 300. So we have a TC is equal to 2700 by 10. That's 270 Kelvin. Yes, option C is correct. Okay. So with that, we are done with the physics, the numerical part. Ravindam sir will be coming in soon. I think, Bashir sir would be taking the math section after this. All right, sir, you can come. Okay. So while Bashir sir joins us.
थोड़ा कैलकुलेशन ऑफ है एक
नहीं वो जो डिस्कस कर रहे हो ना आइडिया मुझे नहीं पता ये चीज टीम्स ला वेंकटेश ला प्रतिपाटी डाउनलोड हो गया आपका डिस्कस बाकी रिमेनिंग करना physics where are physics మ్యాథ్స్ నేను వర్క్ చేసి ఉండేది అది ఉంది
మీరు అలానే పెట్టారు
ఓకే.
లోపలి నెక్స్ట్
కొంచెం
మీరు అయిపోగానే ఎంబడే వస్తారు
तो मैथ्स है
फिजिक्स
हाँ फिजिक्स ये
उसमें
उसमें
भी है
भी है क्यों नहीं कर रहे उसमें कंटिन्यूएशन रहता भाई
ये यहाँ से है।
उसमें रहता सर उसमें
हाँ यहाँ से है।
मुझे नहीं पता सर किसमें रहता
उसने बता दिया था।
ऐसे कैसे करना विक्रम यार अभी हाईलाइट प्लीज
है ना Okay, hello everyone. So thank you for your patience, and now we are going to discuss the numerical section in physics paper 2 of JEE Advanced 2025. Okay students, so this section contains 8 numerical type questions where for every correct answer you will get exact correct value, you will get +4, otherwise if it is not correct you will get 0 marks. Is it okay? So there is no negative marking in this particular section, so we can move ahead with the section now. Let's look at first question. So what is this question saying? A conducting solid sphere, okay, a conducting solid sphere of, so the word which is important here is conducting, okay, the conducting solid sphere of radius r and mass m carries a charge q. Sphere is rotating about an axis passing through its center with a uniform angular speed omega. The ratio of the magnitudes of the magnetic dipole moment, okay, to the angular momentum, this is a very famous formula actually, about the same axis is given by, okay, so we have to find the value of alpha. So this is pretty easy, pretty simple. There is a formula related to this which is m by L. This is what? Magnetic dipole moment upon angular momentum. It is q by 2 times mass, right? Q by 2m is the answer here. Now the thing is, when you take a conducting solid sphere, so obviously whenever you give charge to a conductor, what happens? It will come on the surface. it comes on the surface, that means the answer will be similar to the spherical shell one. Okay, so a conducting solid sphere is nothing but solid spherical shell. Okay, because the charge will come up on the surface. So let's solve it for a shell. So you will say, sir, m upon L for a shell will be q by 2m. Okay, so you will say, sir, so let's call it as m1, or let's call it m only, no problem here, right? So m is equal to q by 2m into L for the shell, right? Now the thing is, again we will use the same formula for solid sphere. So for solid sphere and for shell, m will be same. So L for solid sphere will be again q by 2m. Okay, so we will say for this ratio. Okay, so this will be how much? M, we know that. So q by 2m, I can say this ratio will be, yes, so you can say m by L for solid sphere would be equal to q by 2m. Now what you do is you put the values. This value is 2 by 3 mr square and this value is 2 by 5 mr square. Okay, so now what you do, you take the ratio, solve it, and finally the value of alpha comes out to be 5 by 3, which is 1.67, which is the correct value. Is it okay? Clear? So when you take for solid sphere, take this ratio. When you take the ratio, you will finally get alpha as 5 by 3. Okay, so this is how you can solve this particular question and get the value of alpha. Let's come to the second question. Now this is a really interesting question here, students. What they are doing, a hydrogen atom initially at rest, okay, in its ground state. So hydrogen atom is initially at rest in its ground state, absorbs a photon of frequency nu1, okay, this is given, and ejects the electron with a kinetic energy of 10 electron volts. Okay, now the electron that then combines with the positron at rest, okay, to form a positronium atom in its ground state and simultaneously emits a photon of frequency. Okay, so this is little lengthy to understand, but be patient and read the question. The center of mass of the resulting positronium atom given moves with a kinetic energy of, okay, and it is given that positron has the same mass as that of electron. Okay, so ये भी एक concept हमको मिल गया यहाँ से, right? And the positronium atom can be considered as a Bohr atom in which the electron and the positron orbit around the center of mass. Okay, around center of mass they are orbiting, no problem. Considering no other energy loss during the whole process, the difference between the two photon energies is fantastic. So let's start the solution of this. So first of all, what happened? One photon came, right, with some energy, let's say how much? H nu1. So this energy went in ionizing the atom first of all. So in ground state, electron has 13.6 electron volts, minus 13.6 electron volts as its energy. So how much is the binding? 13.6 electron volt value. So overall what it did? First it helped in this electron coming out of the ground state, okay, then extra or additional kinetic energy also it imparted. So basically I can say H nu1 is nothing but 23.6 electron volts. So this is first part of the question, right? Now in second part what is happening? It is gonna come, this electron will come to a positron and about their center of mass they are moving, right? And we have to treat this as a Bohr system, okay? So what will happen? The 10 electron volts which it brought with himself went in where? Acha, one more thing is, sometimes you might say, sir, but what about the energy of the hydrogen atom? 10 electron volt is the energy of electron, then what about the, because the hydrogen atom will recoil, right? It was at rest, so it will recoil, but since the mass difference between the proton and electron is approximately 10,000 times, so what will happen? The energy difference will also be very, very large. So we can say the energy with which the hydrogen atom recoils will be very less as compared to this value. So we can neglect it and say the whole energy went into the energy of an electron, okay? So we will say from here
So 10 electron volts energy that electron brought with himself and combined with positron. Okay, so what happened? So three things are happening. Number one, kinetic energy of the center of mass they have directly given, means both of them will have some kinetic energy. So about the center of mass itself directly they have given. That means of the system. So one energy we know, plus one photon was emitted, so it will have some energy, right? Plus the energy in ground state, because obviously the energy, because of atom is formed, right? As per them the atom is formed, so there will be some energy in ground state. Okay, so from here we will say, sir, this is 10 electron volts, this is 5 electron volts, this is h nu 2. Now what is this value? You will say, sir, minus 13.6 into how much? Now ground state मान के चलना है, into z square by n square होता है, right? But this energy is also directly proportional to, the mass, okay, the mass of the system. So here you will see that since both electron and positron both are revolving, so we will take reduced mass here. Okay, so reduced mass will be me by 2. So finally you will say, sir, 10 electron volts is equal to 5 electron volts plus h nu 2 minus 6.8 electron volts. Why? Because reduced mass will be me by 2, because positron and electron both have the same mass, right? So this is the reduced mass of the system. So this will be the case. After this you can say, what is this h nu 2? It is 5 plus 11.8 electron volts, right? So you will say, sir, h nu 2 is 11.8 electron volts. Okay, now what is the difference between them? So you will say, sir, h nu 1 minus h nu 2 is 23.6 minus 11.8 is 11.8 electron volts. Clear, everybody? So this is how. So it was like, this point was important to understand what you take the ground, how do you take the ground state energy, right? Otherwise the question is very simple, right? Now, this is again like I would say it is a common type of a question, not very difficult. Okay, so what they are saying is, an ideal monatomic gas of n moles is taken through a cycle WXYZW consisting of consecutive adiabatic and isobaric quasi-static processes. They have already mentioned, no need to figure out. Otherwise you can say it's a volume by temperature, the slope is constant, so these are isobaric processes, right? So isobaric volume is reducing, compression, volume is increasing, expansion, right? Now the volume of the gas is given, so at W the volume is given, at X is given, and at Z is given, right? Okay, volumes are given. If the absolute temperature of the gas TW, so let's call this as position 1, position 2 and position 3 here, and this is 4, let's say. So we will deal with 1, 2, 3. Okay, now if absolute temperature of TW, so TW is T1 basically, and they have given nRT1 as how much? 1 joules overall. Fantastic. Now then the amount of heat absorbed by the gas during the path xy is, okay, the amount of heat absorbed, so qxy, so basically qxy we need to deal with. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and this is 4, right? So xy, w, x, y, z, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now from 1 to 2, what kind of process is this? This is adiabatic, right? So anything, volume is given. So first of all, what they want? They want us to find out the heat in the process xy. So xy is an isobaric process. Isobaric process, what is heat? Isobaric process, it will be NCP delta T. So basically you will say, sir, N into Cp into, from which point to which point we are going? From x to y, that is T3 minus T2, right? Is it clear? So T3 minus T2, NCP T3 minus T2 will give you the answer here. Okay, now tell me what is the relationship between T1 and T2, then we'll find out the relationship between T2 and T3. Okay, now let's start with point number 1. So 1 से 2 is adiabatic process, सभी को पता है, तो हम कह सकते हैं T1 V1 to the power 2 by F. Okay, or we say TV to the power gamma minus 1. Gamma is 1 plus 2 by F. So gamma minus 1 is 2 by F. We can directly use it there. Okay, is equals to T2 V2 to the power 2 by F. Now, so what is T2? T2 will be T1 into V1 by V2 whole to the power 2 by F. Is it clear? Right? I hope you are getting it. So T1 V1 to the power 2 by F, we can say T2 is V1 by V2 whole to the power 2 by F. Now F is how much? What kind of gas it is? Monoatomic, right? अब आप डेटा देखो ध्यान से, वैसे ही कुछ दिया है 64, 125 and all that. So you will say V1 is how much? V1 is 64 by 125 to the power 2 by 3. So it will be 16 by 25. 16 by 25 times T1. I hope it is understood. So now you know the value of T2 in terms of T1, right? Now what is next? Next is the relationship between T2 and T3. Now how will you find that? See, this is an isobaric process. In isobaric process, we will say pressure is constant. So V1 by T1 is equals to V2 by T2. Sorry, this is from second to third now. This is from second to third process we are talking about. Yes. So from 2 to 3 we are going, right? From 2 to 3 you will say, since it's an isobaric process, so we can say T2 by V2 must be equal to T3 by V3. Okay, so from this relationship, so what is T2? So we'll write T2 by, what is V2? What is the value of V2? Tell me. The value of V2 is 125. 125. And what is the value of V3? You will say, sir, 250. Okay. So T3 will be 2 times T2. Right? T3 will be 2 times T2. Now what we will do is we will put it back in this equation. So let me put it here. So next step will be, okay, so QXY is equal to NCP. So NCP is how much? CP will be 1 plus F by 2 into R into T3 minus T2. Okay, so N into 1 plus F by 2 is, degree of freedom is 5, oh sorry 3. So it is 5 by 2 into R into 2T2 minus T2. So T2. So it will be 5 by 2 N R T2. Right. Now what is the value of T2? We have just now found out here. So T2 is 16 by 25. So 5 by 2 N R 16 by 25 times T1. So NRT1 is 1. So how much it is? So you will say, sir, QXY will become 8 upon 5 times NRT1, which is 1.6, okay, into 1 joules. Is it okay? So 2 ones are 2 8 5 1 5 5s are, so 8 by 5. Clear everybody? So this is the energy, 1.6 joules. This will be the answer. Now next question, let's come to this. A geostationary satellite, okay, a geostationary satellite above the equator. So geostationary means who moves with Earth with the same rotation, right? Above the equator is orbiting around the Earth at a fixed distance r1 from the center of Earth, right? From the center of Earth. A second satellite is orbiting in the equatorial plane in opposite direction to the Earth's rotation at a distance r2 from the center, and r2 is less than r1. It is given. The time period of the second satellite as measured from the geostationary satellite is 24 by p hours. The value of p is. So this is gonna be little easy. Why? See, if I say this is Earth, so this is r2 and this is r1. Okay. So the thing is, this is rotating like this, it is going like this, let's say omega 1, let's say omega 2, right? Now what we want to find out? We want to find out the time period of second satellite with respect to the first satellite. Okay, very easy. So time period we will say will be, it's very simple. Okay. So what is the relative angular velocity? Omega 1 plus omega 2, right? So time period will be 2 pi upon omega 1 plus omega 2. Okay. Now we just have to find out the relationship between omega 1 and omega 2. How we will do that? Using Kepler's law. So T square is directly proportional to R cube. So you will say that T1 by T2 is R1 by R2 whole to the power 3 by 2. So R1 by R2 is 1.21. So it will be 1.1 whole to the power 3, which will become 1.331. Okay. So this will become 1.331. So we can say that T1 is 1.331 times T2. So omega 2 is 1.331 times omega 1. Yes or no? Can we say that? Now we can put it here. So time period would be 2 pi upon omega 1 plus 1.33 times omega 1, which will become 2 pi upon 2.33 times omega 1. Now 2 pi by omega 1 is nothing but T1. So T1 upon 2.33. Now we know that T1 for a geostationary satellite is nothing but 24 hours because it is rotating with Earth. So P will be 2.331 or 2.33. Understood everybody? So this is very simple question in the category of mechanics, I will say. Okay, so there are two compartments, left and right, of a thermally insulated container. So this is a thermally insulated container. Okay, so heat is not going out. Separated by a thermally conducting movable piston. So thermally conducting means the temperature of both the sides will be same, but pressures are obviously different. Temperature are both the same. So we can say number 1, T1 must be T2. Okay, and as we can also see, volumes are also same. V1 must be V2. Right? Both the volumes are same. Now the left and right compartment. Achha. Third thing is N1 is given how much? 3 by 2 moles and N2 is given 1 mole. Now fourth equation. In the left compartment, the piston is attached by a spring with spring constant K and natural length. So natural length is 0.4 L, and right now so what is the elongation? So it is right now, what is the length? Right now the length is 0.5 L. 0.5 L. So delta x or elongation is 0.1 times L. This is the elongation already, means this is elongated. Okay, this is elongated. Now what else they have given? Under the above conditions, if the pressure in the right compartment is, so pressure in the right compartment, technically they are asking P2. Can we do that? Yes. Now tell me. We will say, sir, one force will be P2 into A, one force will be P1 into A, and one force will be K into elongation, right? since it is in equilibrium, so we will say P1 into A must be P2 into A plus K into delta X. Okay, I hope this point is clear. Now let's come to next point. Is there any relationship between P1 and P2? Of course, volume V1, V2 are same, temperature T1, T2 are same because of the conducting piston, right? So we can say P1 by N1 must be P2 by N2, right? So what is P1 by N1? So P1 by 1.5 is equals to P2 by 1. So we need to find out P2 now. So we will say P1 is 1.5 times P2. Okay. Now since we got this, we can directly say that P2, so 1.5 times P2 is equals to P2 plus K into delta X by A. I hope it is clear, right? So P1 is 1.5 times P2. Okay, so we need to find out the pressure in the right compartment, that means P2 only. So 0.5 P2 is equals to K by A into 0.1 L. Okay, so what is P2? P2 will be 1 by 5 times KL by A. Now what they are asking? KL by A into alpha. अच्छा, so alpha कितना हो जाएगा? So alpha into KL by A, alpha will be 0.2. Okay, so 0.2 is the correct answer to this particular question. I hope you understand. Right? So this is simple, not a very difficult problem. Again, I told you so. As expected, last year thermodynamics question was involving concepts of fluid mechanics also, and it was a really nice question in the comprehension that we saw in last year. But this year in paper 2 in the numerical category, they gave thermodynamics questions and they were quite easy. Okay, not too difficult. Both the questions we saw, where the process of the adiabatic and isobaric, both we saw, and then this process also, this question also, not very difficult. Now, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Students we generally solve these kind of questions in class, where what happens, instead of a uniform slab, we get a slab where the refractive index is changing in some manner. Okay, so in YDSE, a combination of two glass wedges A and B have refractive indices 1.7 and 1.5 respectively. So A and B, so A is having 1.7, B is having 1.5, are placed in front of the slit as shown in the figure. The separation between the slits is 2 mm. Okay, so data you can read is given. So should we directly come to the question, directly come to the solution, right? So distance is 2 meter given, okay, D is given, some extra height L is also mentioned here. So this must carry some importance, right? Okay, so what we will do is, here is C. Right, like this. So overall this is how much? This is 4 mm, right, and this is 12 micrometer. Okay, so if you drop 1 mm from here, so what will be the ratio? So you will say, sir, this and this. So this length will be 3/4. This length would be 3/4, right? How will you say, sir? 12 micrometer, then here it is 9 micrometer, and then at midpoint 1 more mm, okay, then 6 micrometer, then again here it is 3 micrometer. So we can say this would be 3, okay, and in front of this slit this would be 9 micrometer. Understood? Clear? So now in front of slits we know the thickness of both these slabs. So from what? B. So from B the light will pass through a distance of 1 mm, 3 micrometer, and from slab A it is going to pass a distance of 9 micrometer, and vice versa will happen at the lower slit. Can you see that? So we can find out the path difference created by this optical path and geometrical path difference. The path difference which is created here and here, we can find both the path differences, then subtract them, get the overall path difference, and we can equate it to what? Y into capital D by small, y into small d by capital D, right? From that formula we can get the value of y, or the point where the central bright spot shifts. Okay, so shall we start? So first case, let's say okay, so it goes here. So let's say this is L1, this is L2, right? So whatever, so this is the point. So what is the extra path which is traveled by this light? Okay, so extra path traveled would be first case. First case we will say extra path due to this will be, okay, so it will be 1.5 minus 1 into 3 micrometer plus 1.7 minus 1. 1.7 minus 1 into 9 micrometer. How much is this coming out to be? 1.5. This is 1.5 plus 7 9 is 60, 6.3. Okay, 6.3 micrometer, which will be how much? 7.8 micrometer. So this is the path difference which is produced because of, I'll use a different color, okay, like this. So this portion and then this portion, right? Now delta L2, so this will be 1.5 minus 1 into 9, right, plus 1.7 minus 1 into 3. So how much will this become? 0.5 into 9 is 4.5 micrometer plus 2.1 micrometer, which is 6.6 micrometer, and the difference is, now overall path difference would be 7.8 minus 6.6, which is 1.2 micrometer. So y will be delta x into capital D by small d. So 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 6 into capital D is given to 2 meters, okay, 2 meters, and it is 2 millimeter. So it will be 1.2 millimeter. Is it okay? So overall the answer will be 1.2 millimeter. And they have asked the question in millimeter only, right? So the answer is 1.2. So when you put the numerical value, guys, it will be 1.2. I hope it is clear, right? Now this is one really nice question. They are saying a projectile of mass 200 grams is launched in a viscous medium. Okay. Okay. So this is theta, this is u. It will go and strike somewhere, whatever, okay. So we have to find out this displacement in the question. If you read the question, a projectile of mass is given launched in a viscous medium. Okay, viscous medium at an angle 60 degrees with the horizontal, with an initial velocity of 270 meter per second. Sorry, 270 meter per second. Now it will have two components. Okay. So what is initial component? Theta is 60 degrees given in the question. So half of it is 135 meter per second is the initial value. Now they are saying that the viscous force is like this. Okay, fine, no problem. So overall we will say, see, the net force or overall force will be, net force acting will be vector F plus its weight, right? So you will say, sir, net force acting would be mass times net acceleration, which is how much? Minus c times vector v plus m times vector g. Okay, so we will say that acceleration vector is minus c by m Can I say vector Vx plus vector Vy plus vector G? Now see, the Vy component, okay, so the Vy component and vector G, if you can see, they are acting in the vertical direction, right? And we need to find out the displacement in the x direction, horizontal direction. So technically this data is not useful for us. So if you want, you can write it like this. You can say vector A will be minus c by m times vector Vx. Then you will say so it is like G minus c by m times Vy j cap. Can I say it like this? Okay. Oh, this is minus j or minus j cap, whatever. So if you want, you can open it up and write down, no problem. But see, ultimately the point is which I am indicating here is we don't actually care about whatever is the velocity change or acceleration along y direction. Okay, right? So you can say plus vector G minus c by m times vector Vy. Okay, anyways, G is also along j cap vertical direction, so we do not need to take this. We can simply say Ax is minus c by m Vx. Is it clear? Right? So from here we can say dVx by Vx is equals to minus c by m times dt. Now c is 0.1, m is 0.2, so it is 1 by 2. So from here we can say ln Vx, okay, from 135 to whatever value, let's say Vx is equals to minus 1 by 2 into t from 0 to t, right? So we can say, sir, Vx is minus 135 c by m, okay, minus 135 by 2 into t, or into t by 2 we can say. Oh, 1 second students, 1 second, sorry, it was log na, so it will be ln Vx by 135, which would be minus t by 2, so that Vx becomes 135 times e to the power minus t by 2. Now since we know this horizontal component of speed, we can say it is like dx by dt, so it is 135 e to the power minus t by 2 dt. Now we will do the integration from 0 to 2 seconds. So get the overall horizontal distance of the wall, or whatever horizontal distance traveled before it strikes the wall. Okay, so it will be 135 into minus 2, right, dot e to the power minus t by 2 from 0 to 2. So delta x becomes minus 270 into e to the power minus 1 minus e to the power 0. Okay, so it will become 270 into 1 minus 1 by e. अच्छा, इसमें ना e की वैल्यू 2.7 दी है. कई बार लोग समझ गए, मतलब इनफैक्ट ये गलती मैंने अपने स्टूडेंट से बात की, उनको भी लगा एक सेकंड को कि इज दिस कोफिशिएंट ऑफ रेस्टिट्यूशन, बिकॉज वी हैव डन दिस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, राइट, कि वॉल से टकरा रहे और फिर डिस्प्लेसमेंट पूछ रहे हैं, ऑल दोस थिंग्स. सो वी हैव डन दिस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, सो दैट्स व्हाई देयर वाज अ कंफ्यूजन, बट ई एक्चुअली दे आर द मीन टू से दिस वैल्यू. ओके, सो इट विल बी 270 into 1 minus 1 by 2.7, so it will be 170 meters. So I hope it is clear everybody. So the answer, correct answer is 170 meter. पर है तो फिजिक्स की कैसे क्वेश्चन आते हैं, उसमें तो इजी क्वेश्चंस रहेंगे. तो आपने जो भी मेंस लेवल के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करे संभव, आप उन्हीं क्वेश्चंस को एक बार फिर से देख लो, वो डेटा एक बार फिर से रिवाइज कर लो, अपना जो भी कमी रह गई है. बेसिकली अब जो कम टाइम बचा है तो उसमें आप क्या करोगे, जो भी आपकी कमी रह गई थी वो एक बार देख लो. मोस्टली फार्मूला बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस होने चाहिए, सिंपल क्वेश्चंस होने चाहिए. बहुत ज़्यादा हाई लेवल, ऐसे कुछ हाई लेवल क्वेश्चंस हम एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करेंगे उसमें. ठीक है, क्योंकि उसमें जल्दी सॉल्व करना इज द एम, सो पेपर लेवल आई कैन एक्सपेक्ट विल बी इजी टू मॉडरेट. ओके, नाउ दिस क्वेश्चन, अब इस क्वेश्चन को देखते एकदम से हमें ना वो इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक्स का चार्ज वाला क्वेश्चन याद आ जाता है जो डाइलेक्ट्रिक मीडियम में है, तो फिर कंफ्यूजन हो जाता है. फिर आप ध्यान से इस क्वेश्चन को पढ़ोगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि यार ये तो डॉपलर इफेक्ट का क्वेश्चन है, राइट. क्योंकि अगर आप इस क्वेश्चन को देखोगे तो आपको फट से दिमाग में वही क्लिक करेगा कि यार ऐसा तो हमने क्वेश्चन करा, डाइलेक्ट्रिक मीडियम में दो स्फीयर्स हैं, कंडक्टिंग स्फीयर्स, उनको चार्ज दे रखा है एंड देन वो डिस्प्लेस होते हैं लाइक दैट. बट दिस इज समथिंग एल्स. व्हाट दे आर सेइंग, एन ऑडियो ट्रांसमीटर एंड अ रिसीवर. तो ये सोर्स बन गया, ठीक है, और ये ऑब्जर्वर बन गया और लिसनर बन गया, राइट. नाउ व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू डू हियर, ओके, सी अब ये नीचे आएगा ऐसे, यहाँ पहुंचेगा तो इट विल अप्रोच विद द स्पीड v, ओके v कहते हैं इसको. ये नीचे आएगा तो ये भी अप्रोच करेगा विद द स्पीड v, और फिर जब ये वापस जाएंगे तो दोनों v स्पीड से अलग जा रहे होंगे. तो डॉपलर इफेक्ट में अपेरेंट फ्रीक्वेंसी मैक्सिमम कब होगी, जब सोर्स और ऑब्जर्वर दोनों एक दूसरे की तरफ जा रहे हैं. मिनिमम कब होगी, जब दोनों एक दूसरे से दूर जा रहे हैं, राइट. सो वेरी सिंपल लॉजिक विल अप्लाई एंड से f max will be f naught into velocity of sound plus v upon velocity of sound minus v. फिर इसके बाद में v minimum की बात करेंगे तो f naught into vs minus v upon vs plus v, राइट. अब हमें इसका डिफरेंस चाहिए तो ये हो जाएगा f naught into 4vs into v upon vs स्क्वायर माइनस वी स्क्वायर, राइट. अब यहाँ पे सारे वैल्यूज पता है, बस v निकालना है. तो v कितना हो जाएगा, √2g. अब ये तो हमको पता है ना, ये डिफरेंस हाइट का कितना होता है, ये बहुत बार वर्क पर एनर्जी में करते हैं. सो इट इज 2g इंटू √2gh एंड दिस h इज l इंटू 1 माइनस कॉस थीटा. सो आई टेल यू v विल बी √2gh, राइट, एंड इट इज 2gl इंटू 1 माइनस कॉस ऑफ थीटा. Now you put the values, it is 2 into 10 into what is length given? 8 meters. 8 into 1 minus 0.9. तो V आ गया 4 meter per second. Okay, now you know the value of V which is 4 meter per second. तो अब यहाँ पे डेल्टा F के फॉर्मूले में जस्ट पुट करो, देखो आंसर कितना आता है. F नॉट कितना है, 660, 330. ओके, तो 660 इंटू 4 इंटू 330 इंटू 4 अपॉन 330 स्क्वायर माइनस 4 स्क्वायर. सो ऑब्वियसली इसको हम निगलेक्ट कर सकते हैं, नीचे 16 को वहाँ पर. तो डेल्टा एफ हो जाएगा 660 इंटू 4 इंटू 330 इंटू 4 अपॉन 330 इंटू 330 32. ओके, सो आंसर यहाँ से आ रहा है 32 हर्ट्स. आई होप इट इज क्लियर, राइट. तो देखो मैं आप लोग को एक सिंपल सा फैक्ट यहाँ पे बता देता हूँ कि जितने भी क्वेश्चंस आए दे आर प्योर कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन. तो लास्ट के कुछ क्वेश्चंस तो आपको इजी लगे, दो दिस वाज टफ. ये क्लिक करना थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट होता है, बट अगर आपने ऐसे कुछ क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस करे हैं ना तो डेफिनेटली क्लिक करना आसान होगा. अच्छा, एक मेरा ऑब्जर्वेशन है, इज वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग ऑब्जर्वेशन, दैट इफ यू हैव डन लाइक more than 150 advanced level problems of these every chapter, more or less आप और कम से कम 2 से 3 बार करें तो more or less आपको सारे कॉन्सेप्ट कहीं ना कहीं से मैच होते मिलेंगे ही मिलेंगे. तो कुछ बहुत एकदम नया पेपर नहीं लगेगा आपको लगेगा हाँ ये ऐसे पढ़ाई में पहले कर चुका हूँ, इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस कर चुका हूँ, तो आप काफ़ी कंफर्टेबली यू कैन सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन पेपर. ओके, आई नो एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में ज़्यादा एग्जाम प्रेशर होता है, बट स्टिल कॉन्सेप्चुअल पेपर था. अगर आप आज शांत दिमाग से करें तो काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस आप हिट कर सकते हैं एडवांस, मतलब एग्जामिनेशन हॉल के टाइम पर ही. ओके, सो आई होप इट्स द टाइम फॉर डिस्कशन ऑफ केमिस्ट्री पेपर. ओके, सो सून केमिस्ट्री टीचर विल बी जॉइनिंग यू एंड ही विल बी डिस्कसिंग द केमिस्ट्री क्वेश्चंस ऑफ पेपर 2 फॉर JEE Advanced 2025. Okay guys, so it was really fun telling you the solutions and I hope you join Infinity Learn, those who are aspiring for next year. Okay, those who are aspiring for next year or those who are taking drop. Okay, so everybody most welcome and we'll be discussing all these kinds of concepts in the class. And join IL, join our YouTube channel, connect with us and go for your preparation journey of JEE. Thank you so much students. Now let me welcome chemistry sir. Okay, let me welcome chemistry sir. So he's gonna come and discuss chemistry papers. Acha, can anybody tell me, after solving these questions, how many of you feel the questions were actually easy to moderate? Can anybody participate in the chat box and tell me? Because if you look at the questions, so this question was definitely conceptual, but this was it was like very easy. Though ये थोड़ा सा हमको धोखा दे रहा था कि किस चैप्टर से आ रहा है, इसमें हमको ई के बारे में धोखा हो गया क्योंकि जनरली हम अज्यूम कर लेते हैं कि तो रेस्टिट्यूशन कोफिशिएंट ऑफ रेस्टिट्यूशन हो सकता है. दिस क्वेश्चन वाज गुड इफ यू हैव प्रिपेयर्ड. ये थोड़ा सा अच्छा पूरा खेल अगर आप समझो ना, इफ यू ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द होल गेम इज ऑफ how confident you feel in the paper, right? Because अगर आप scare हो जाते हो, like if you get scared, oh my god, what kind of question is this, how to solve? If you get scared, even though you have done questions like this, you will not be able to solve an examination. So you have to feel much confident and at ease while you are attempting the question paper. So this is very important. One thing about this optics, then this was really easy. And thermodynamics, we have in our notion that thermodynamics questions might be little tricky, might be little difficult. But this question you can see it's very easy, yeah, it's not very difficult. So this question was good. Again, if you understand the concept, Kepler's laws, simple question. Then you talk about this question. So this question was something, by seeing the graph you might feel a little less confident, oh my god, how to solve. But if you read, they have given the data very nicely, very easy data they have given. You can quickly solve it and get your answer. Generally in advanced paper they don't give very comfortable or student friendly data, but they have given very simple data. So they want to just check your conceptual understanding of the chapter. They don't want to check how you can approach numerically or how good is your calculus or something like that. They don't want to do that. Okay. Now this question was, yes, something to think. This question was really nice. And the first question, if I talk about, if you remember this formula or this concept, you understand very well, then you can easily solve it. Otherwise you might end up wasting your time deriving the value of m. Okay, so I guess here we have done the proper analysis also of the numerical section, and Anirudh sir must have discussed the first 8 questions of multiple choice correct and single choice correct. Okay, so now is the time to welcome chemistry teacher Sarfaraz sir. Please welcome.
Hello sir. Hello sir.
Okay sir, come and please discuss.
All of you all welcome.
Please. Okay.
Thank you very much sir.
Okay.
So dear students, welcome to the class, and now we are going to discuss the chemistry paper. Okay. As usual, chemistry means exception. Right. So let us start the paper discussion. So before I begin the paper discussion, I would like to give 3 advices to any students who is from grade 12 and planning to write examination in 2026. Advice number 1, be very strong in foundations. Advice number 2, be very strong in conversions. That means how to convert joules to calories, calories to erg, or meter to centimeter, picometer, decimeter, micrometer. These small interconversions, be very strong and very clear, because today I am going to discuss the paper where interconversions are more. Okay, so please let us now start discussing the paper. So now dear students, if I come to the discussion part, where is the, one second. I think went off. Yeah. So from here onwards, now first we got the section 1, right? We got section 1, okay, where single choice. So section 1 has had 4 questions, okay, according to the, so only one option is correct. Correct option is only one option is correct. So this also we have to be careful about it. Okay. So let us start section 1. So now the question is, during sodium nitroprusside test of sulfide ion in an aqueous solution, one of the ligands coordinated to the metal ion is. So dear students, this question is from Lassane's test. Okay, if I want to explain very fast, then the answer is 1, and if I want to explain very slow, how did I got this answer? So little bit detailed explanation. So if you recollect Lassane's test, okay, direct answer I said you, I will explain in 2 ways, one shortcut, one long. Shortcut is directly you can remember, okay, FeCN taken 5 times NOS, in the bracket NOS will come, so you can take off directly A. So in Lassane's test what happens, the sulfur the sulfur will be converted to what? Sulfide, and the sulfide will take the Na plus ions and become sodium sulfide, right? Now this sodium sulfide, which is Na2S, is treated with sodium nitroprusside, that is Na2 FeCN taken 5 times, and this is NO. So this will undergo combination reaction and form Na4 FeCN taken 5 times NOS. So just you can see this and tick this. Another way of solving this, one method memory based, one method long explanation, another method of explanation is in nitroprusside NO is +1 and sulfide is -2. Okay, then when they combine, then what happens? You should get NOS minus should come on sulfur. Is it clear, everyone? So one method memory based, second method long explanation, third explanation is short explanation. So by any method, every student have their own styles. This is the answer, right? Now moving ahead to the next question. The complete hydrolysis of ICl, CF3, BRF3, very cheap and easy question, man. This is very easy question. So let us do it. ICl. So tell me, in ICl, I is plus, correct? Correct. If ICl in I is plus, then H plus and OH minus, then you are going to get IOH forms, which may ionize and become, you may become IO minus 1. So hence, by looking to the options, B cannot be the answer. Now coming to second, ClF3. ClF3 means in ClF3, Cl is +3. So 3 waters will react and form Cl, OH, OH and OH. Correct? Now if water is lost, then what are you going to get? HOCl double bond O, and this may ionize and become ClO2 minus 1. So if you see the options, answer is coming close to option A. We can stop discussion here, but if you go for third one, BRF5, sorry, BRF5. So BRF5, if you take, this is +5. So this will react with 5 moles of water and forms Br, OH, OH, OH and OH. Correct? Now you can remove 2 moles of water. So 1 mole of water and 2 moles of water. When 2 moles of water if you remove, then what you will get? HbO3 you will get, which may ionize and become BrO3 minus 1. Hence answer is option A. Actually no need to go to the third one. If first 2 you got off, you can easily get the answer. Right, dear students? Okay. So in examination, let it be advanced or mains, no need to do full problem. Even if you do half problem, and when you see the multiple choice, you can guess what could be the best answer. Okay. Remember this trick. So here you can see, I saw starting 2 and I got the answer. No need to do third one. But for your explanation purpose, I have explained you. Right. Next question. Monocyclic compound PQRS are the major product formed in the reaction sequence. Okay, PQRS is there. What is the question? The product having highest number of unsaturated carbon atoms is. And he gave options, PQRS options he gave. So we have to solve this. So all of you all, if you see first one, this reaction, if you see, this is called HVZ reaction, full form Hell-Wohlhard-Zeklinski reaction, in which at alpha position of carboxylic acid, bromine will come. Alpha halogenation reaction it is. Then hydrolyze means what? Simple substitution, Br will go, OH will come, no problem. But still, how many carbons are there? Unsaturated carbons. So 6 unsaturated carbons means what? Double bonded or triple bonded carbons. So here you can see 6 are there. In carboxylic acid, 1 will be there. That means 7 carbons are there which are having either double or triple bond, double only, but alright, right? Now moving to second question. Here you can see here alpha hydrogen is there, right, and here alpha hydrogen is absent. Here alpha hydrogen is absent, here alpha hydrogen is present. So this reaction in chemistry is very famously called Claisen-Schmidt reaction, right? Claisen-Schmidt reaction, and in this reaction you are going to get this compound. This is CHO alpha beta hydroxy, or you may get beta hydroxy carbonyl, because here heat is not mentioned. You see the temperature 293 Kelvin. See the temperature 293 Kelvin. 293 Kelvin means room temperature. Water is not lost. So actually the next step is loss of water. Next step is what? Loss of water. But heat is not given, so I am not removing the water. So 6 carbons here and 1 carbon here. That means here also 7 carbons are having unsaturated double or triple bonds. But dear students, some books, sometimes some places will write a double bond. I am not writing because temperature is giving me hint that you are not heating it. So hence alpha beta hydroxy carbonyl, here we have to stop. Next question. Next, this one I want to explain in other page because this may take some. Okay, here I will explain you. So the third option, C triple bond C, this is acidic hydrogen, and when you treat with sodamite, the proton is taken, and here you will get C triple bond C. This is negative, and this is Na plus. Correct. Next, what is he saying? Allyl bromide. So allyl bromide, negative attacks here. Bromide has gone. You got this one. Next step is what? Hydrolysis, addition of water. Okay. So when you add water, you will get OH here, double bond CH, right, and tautomerism, double bond O, this is CH2, CH2 double bond. So if you count now 6, 7, 8, 8 will come here. 6, 7, 8, 9, sorry, 9. 9 are coming. Got it? Shivam Kulkarni, that depends upon the topper. How did the top performer did? From their ranking will begin. So it is difficult, but roughly we can guess. Okay. Chalo. So third one is over. So third one, final answer is what? Final answer is this one. Double bond of CH2, this is double. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 came. Now next one, ozonolysis. Okay, here only I can show you. If you do ozonolysis, cake cutting, double bond O, double bond O. Correct? The pi bond is cut. Now Grignard 2 equivalents is saying. 2 equivalents of Grignard means what happens? One Grignard will attack here and one Grignard will attack here. Correct? Now H plus heat. H plus heat means obviously, now from here two things can happen, dear students. Actually, cyclization also can happen. Correct? Here cyclization also can occur. Cyclization can happen. But however, water loss is for sure. Correct? Water loss is for sure. So if you try to remove water, since he is saying H plus and heat, then here you may get double bond. Anywhere you keep, not a problem. Double bond. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here 10 will come. But dear students, here there is one small controversy, that is here even a cyclic ring also may form here. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-membered ring also may form here. Okay. Right, like this also may form here. Got it? Chalo. Next question. the correct reaction sequence that will produce a dicarboxylic acid is what? Okay, that will produce a dicarboxylic acid. So let us start. Option A, sodium cyanide. Sodium cyanide means what happens? Tell me. Chlorine will go, cyanide will form. Basic hydrolysis. Basic hydrolysis means what happens? Okay, you may get carboxylic acids and simply OH. So hence A will not give you dicarboxylic acid, A will give you monocarboxylic acid. Now everybody remember, bromine water is mild oxidizing agents. In carbohydrate chemistry you study that it converts aldehydes to carboxylic acids, and it will not disturb primary alcohols, and it will not disturb primary alcohol. So hence this also is not possible because it is also giving monocarboxylic acids. Okay, next KOH, ethanol, alcoholic KOH. See, this is nothing but he played a game with you. Instead of writing alcoholic KOH, he wrote KOH ethyl alcohol, he wrote to confuse you. So obviously what will favor? You will get elimination reaction, that is double bond. After that KMnO4 in acidic medium, right? Okay, so first intermediate what it will form? Diol will form, and this diol will finally give you by bond cleavage a dicarboxylic acid. So hence you will get dicarboxylic acid here. Okay, next here simply chromic acid, that is strong oxidizing agent. So this is primary alcohol. So this is double bond O, this is this one, this is COH. So this is also not possible. Got it? Hence answer should be option C. You can just have a check. You can have a look on these 4 questions, right? Now we will go for our next question, 5th question. Got it? So we completed section 1. Now we are entering into section 2, where 4 marks will be given if all are correct. So more than one are correct. More than one are correct. Chalo. The first question is, the correct statement about the intermolecular forces is are. Actually this question is partly from physics you can say, or partly from chemistry you can say, whatever it is. So everybody, for 2 charges, option A you see, the potential energy between 2 point charges approaches 0 more rapidly than the potential energy between a point dipole and a point charge as the distance between them approaches infinity. Correct? So dear students, for 2 charges Q1 and Q2, we know that potential energy is inversely proportional to 1 by r. Anybody reply to me? True or false? Please anybody reply, true or false? For 2 charges, potential energy is inversely proportional to 1 by r. But if you take 2 charges Q1 and Q2 and under potential U, then we say U proportional to 1 by r square. That means you can see if r square changes, U changes more than that. Correct? So hence option A will be wrong. Right? Next, the average potential energy of 2 rotating polar molecules that are separated by a distance r has 1 by r cube dependence. Actually, if you remember when in which chapter, gaseous states or states of matter, you are having different types of interactions where he has mentioned clearly 1 by r power 6 he mentioned. It is directly present in the notes. Hence, this is also not a proper answer. The dipole induced dipole average interaction energy is dependent upon temperature. No, it depends upon electronegativity of the molecule, right? So hence this is also again wrong. Next, non-polar molecules attract one another even though neither of them has permanent dipole moment. True. For example, if you take Cl and Cl in one beaker, if you take 2 chlorines molecule in the beaker, they do not have permanent dipole moment. But when they come close to some distance, one chlorine can act as partially positive and one chlorine can act as partially negative. Hence, this option is correct. Okay. Next, the compounds with pH bonds are very easy question. Okay. So answer is directly B and D. How? H3PO4 means option A, if you can see, Option A, H3PO4. Option B, H3PO3. Option C, is this correct? H4 P2O3 7. Yeah. D, this is C. Option D, H3PO2. Right. Got it? So hence answer is, you can see B and C are having pH bonds. Here you can see. Others are not having pH bonds. Option, what is this? Okay. Paragraph type question this is. For a reaction sequence given below, the correct statement is R. Okay. So can we change the page, because in here I cannot show because it will become ugly, or I can show also, no problem. So I will show in this order. From here I will show. Look here. What is taken, tell me? Right. Okay. This is I think this is called tetraline. Tetraline it is called. So now this, if you treat this with KMnO4. So in KMnO4 here you can see alpha hydrogens are available. Hence what happens, tell me? Here you are going to get a carboxylic acids. So since he is saying heat, then on heating this will become phthalimide. This will become phthalimide. Then he is saying heat with ammonia. Okay, so directly I am writing ammonia. Can I write like this? Yes. Right? Phthalimide. This is nothing but, if you remember, this reaction is actually called Gabriel phthalimide synthesis actually. This is called Gabriel phthalimide synthesis, it is called. Right? Now next is what? Strong heating. Okay. Ethanolic KOH. Okay. What ethanolic KOH will do? It will take the acidic proton from here. So you will get potassium phthalimide will form. Next is what? RBR. RBR means R stand for some alkyl, attack here, Br loss. Here you got R. Then gives Y. Okay, let me label also, problem will happen. This is X. Where is Y after RBR? This is Y. Okay. Next, Y, if you hydrolyze, you will get aromatic compound plus Z. So if you hydrolyze, then you will get, this will become again carboxylic acids. You can even write H or whatever, plus you will get RNH2, which is now called Z. Clear till here? Reactions are clear. So whenever paragraph type of questions will come, don't see the options, never see the options, because they are toughest question of all. So you have to solve full, then only have to see the options, right? So I have solved it, yes. Now I will see the option one by one. A, both X and Y are oxygen containing compounds. X and Y are oxygen containing compound. Yes, option A is correct. They have oxygen. X and Y. On heating, Y on heating with chloroform KOH forms isocyanide. Where is Y? Heating with, no, they should not give. That is given by primary amines. So it is wrong. Next, Z reacts with Hinsberg's reagent. Yes, Z is primary amine. It reacts with Hinsberg reagent. Primary amines react with Hinsberg reagent. Primary amines react with Hinsberg reagent, followed by reaction with KOH to become soluble. Yes. Z is aromatic primary amine. Yes, Z is aromatic primary amine. Please, I will give you 30 seconds time. Please check it. Is it or not? Yes, Z is primary amine only. Check once. So answer is A and Z is Z is not aromatic, no. Sorry, Z is not aromatic, no. R means alkyl. Okay, chalo. Moving ahead, Z can be aromatic primary amine, but he didn't say it. Aromatic compound means this is aromatic compound, then this should not be aromatic compound. That is why D becomes wrong. Okay. Next question number 8. For the reaction sequence given below, the correct statements are. So everybody can see this is actually what? Ester. Everybody should know ester, whenever they react with lithium aluminum hydride, they will give 2 moles of alcohol. So let us start. So whenever you treat with lithium aluminum hydride, so a little bit detail if I go, and I cannot go detail now because if I solve like a student problem, okay, then first of all what happens, tell me. Here aldehyde will form, here alcohol will form. This will further react with the hydride ions, and finally the final product which you are going to get will be, one second, because carbons you have to count. Sometime being a teacher we also forget to write 1, 2 carbons. So first you will get the intermediate aldehyde and alcohol, then immediately further reaction will give 2 moles of alcohol. So this is the final answer, and this is just the intermediate, right? So you obviously have to focus the final answer. So this we got. So now this is called what? P. P treated with sulfuric acid, and please see the temperature. Temperature is very, very high. Shivam, everyone see temperature is very, very high. If you go back to some questions, here he gave, if you go back somewhere, here you see temperature is very low. So low temperature water is not lost. High temperature water is lost very easily. Hence, pakka here water must be lost here. So hence, oh, here mistake I did. I am very sorry. Here I have done one mistake in writing. Here I should write pH here. I wrote OH by mistake. Sorry. Okay. So now if you try to do elimination, then OH will go rearrangement and all that stuff you can do. Rearrangement you don't do, or you write major, you write minor. That is not going to affect, because here product is not asking, he is asking test. So hence, if you write major, minor also, no one is going to bother. So here double bond will come, and OH will go rearrangements if you do. Final answer if you write like this also, nothing is going to affect it. Okay. So count the carbons: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How 6 carbons came? Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Here one carbon got missed. Okay. Okay. One increased carbon, no? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, generally what happens, carbon will get missed. Here if carbon, if I increase, decrease, not a problem, because the question is based upon a what? Test. So this is which compound? Q. Next is saying, no, Q. This is S. This is S. Now same compound, if you try to treat with, what is this reagent, tell me? Chromic acid and sulfuric acid, nothing but oxidation. Correct? So if you do oxidation of this, then you will get COOH, you will get COOH. This is Q. Now Q, if you do soda lime, then you are going to get decarboxylation and you are going to get this compound R. Okay. Now this, so first step I will do solving, I will not see the options. Okay. So let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. Right. Now let us come to the solving of the options. First option, P is optically active. No, there is no chiral carbon. So P is not optically active, wrong. Second, S gives Bayes test. Yes, you write double bond here, wherever you write, not a problem. It will give Bayes test because cold dilute alkaline KMnO4, pink to colorless, correct. Q gives effervescence with aqueous bicarbonate. Yes, because it is carboxylic acid, strong acid, weak base, reaction will occur. R is an alkyne. Where is R? Here, it is not alkyne, it is wrong. Hence, answer is BC. So, this question, dear students, is paragraph actually. Paragraph question he converted into option, it is one of the tough question. And this question is also a paragraph based question, he converted into multiple correct. So, this is also a good and tough question. Next, moving ahead. Now, coming to section 3, the easiest section where numerical question, though it is easy, your mathematical skills are very important to decide it, right? Because students will do mistake here in solving only, okay? Here mistakes, those who are preparing for 2026 examination, I would like to inform the students is mistakes are done here in mathematical part, decimals, which are rounding off significant figures. That is the area where mistakes will happen. For example, answer will come 4.43. Now, students don't know what to do, how to fill it or how to round it off. So, be careful in this area. Okay. So, now moving ahead to which section? 8 questions are there left over with us, which are of numerical value. Okay. More than 2 decimal places. Read the question. Right. So, the first question is from solid state chemistry. The question reads, the density in gram per centimeter, or sorry, already gave, no need to say per again. Okay. Gram centimeter minus 3 of a metal which forms a cubic close packing with an axial distance, that is edge length, equal to 400 picometer. Dear students, those who are preparing for 2026, I would like to say that be very good in basics and foundations. So, density direct formula is there. Oh, sorry, why it is not writing? Okay. So, first cubic close packing. Cubic close packing means he is talking about what? FCC. For FCC, effective number of atoms are 4. Remember this point here. Now, it is directly density formula. Density is equal to Zm by A cube into Avogadro number. So, this if you convert, what is Z? 4. What is M? M is given as 105.6 upon what is A? What is A here? 400 picometer. Dear students, here it is in picometer and here it is in centimeter. Be careful. So, therefore, remember all of you all, 1 picometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 12 meter. Correct? So, if you convert it into centimeter, what it will become? 400 into 10 to the power of minus meter, no? So, in centimeter terms, minus 10 whole cube, right? And Avogadro is 6 into 10 to the power of 23. Here he already gave you, so that you can solve very easily and very fast. Please check once. Got it? Hence, based upon this, if you solve, then the answer you are going to get is approximately 11 you are going to get. Okay, I have pre-solved it because before solving the paper I have checked it, so that here I will not do that cancellation. So, answer will come 11. Okay, so it's a pretty simple question. Okay, next one. The solubility of barium, this is a bit tough question, long question. It takes time to solve also. The solubility of barium iodide in aqueous solution prepared by mixing 200 ml. Okay, how to do this? Okay, so here I will draw one line like this. Okay. Barium iodide in aqueous solution prepared by mixing 200 ml 0.01 molar barium nitrate with 100 ml of 0.1 molar sodium iodide. Okay. So, now dear students, the question goes like this. Barium nitrate BaNO3 taken 2 times is reacting with sodium iodide NaIO3 give rise to barium iodide BaIO3 taken 2 times plus sodium nitrate NaNO3. Right? Now if I do balancing year 2, correct? Yeah, balancing is done. So the stoichiometry is going 1:2. Stoichiometry is going 1:2. Now the first you have to find out the limiting reagent and who reacted, how much it found. So here he is saying that prepared by 200 ml. That means we know that molarity is equal to N by V, correct? So therefore N is equal to M into V, correct? So molarity is how much here? 0.01 into 200. So this is 2. Here sodium iodide how much? 100 into 0.1. So 0.1 no? Yeah, 0.1 into 100. So this will be 10. So everybody apply the concept of limiting reagent. If you apply the concept of limiting reagent, you can see barium nitrate is limiting reagent. When this 2 will get finished, if you see the ratio here 4 will get finished. So therefore here 6 millimole is left. 6 millimole is left here. Who? Iodide. Because if 1 is finished, here 2 finish. So here 2 get finished, here 4 will get finished. So 6 millimole will be left over. Okay, that means, and the volume, final volume will be 300 ml. Why? Because 100, 200 and 100, 300. So in 300 ml, 6 millimoles of sodium iodide will be left. Please remember this. So this part is over. Now coming to the question is the solubility of barium iodide he is asking. So solubility of barium iodide BaIO3 taken 2 times if you write. So it is Ba plus 2 IO3 minus 1, correct? That means if I write KSP for this, so this is S, this is 2S. So KSP if I write, it should be S of this into 2S of this, correct? So KSP is given how much? 1.58 into 10 to the power of minus 9 is equal to S into, now be careful, the 2S means to this 2S you should also add the left, be careful, the left iodides also you should add, because these are left. This 2S is from barium iodide. Now what is the left? 6 divided by what? 6 millimole, okay, N by V, correct? So this is the leftover. So if you solve it, I have already solved it, I will tell you the answer, then the answer will come 3.95 approximately, and you should round it to 4. Please give me thumbs up, okay, if you solve it further. Okay, so first step you should find limiting reagent, how much iodide left over, KSP, S of iodide, and you will get it, right? Chalo. Next question. Right, this is pretty good question and easy question. Adsorption of phenol in aqueous solution on a fly ash, okay, obeys Freundlich absorption isoton. Freundlich means what? X by m is equal to Kp to the power 1 by n, correct? At a given temperature from 10 milligram to 16 milligram aqueous phenol solution, the concentration of adsorption are measured 4 to 10 respectively. So here you can see, if you read the question, 2 different conditions are given and the third condition is asking at 20 milligram. Please everyone did understand the question first of all. The question is adsorption of 2 conditions he gave and is asking for third condition. Please check it. 2 different conditions are given and third condition is asking, right? So instead of saying X by M is equal to Kp, pressure is not given, can I say X by M is equal to Kc power 1 by n, where C is the concentration. So if you take log of this, so log X by M is equal to log K plus 1 by n log C. Now this equation if we got, now this using this equation I will apply for 2 different conditions, right? You can see for this I will write for 2 different conditions, okay? So if I take this one, so for case 1 log 4 is equal to log k plus 1 by n log 10 for this one. Now, if I take case 2, log 10, log base 10 it is equal to log k plus 1 by n log 16. Everybody can see I got two cases, case 1, case 2. So, if you solve this, from this 1 by n you will get 2. Now, from 1 by n if you solve, okay, then from there you can get log k value. Log k value you will get minus 1 by minus 1.4 approximately. This is pre-solved. You can solve it later, you will get it. Once you got 1 by n as 2, once you got log k as 1.4, then for the given condition, if you solve log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log 20 is saying. So, here you can see, sorry. Yeah, C is 20 only, no? Yeah, 20 only. So, log k value we know, 1 by n value we know, right? From there you have to find the adsorbed amount. Got it? So, if you solve this, pre-solved, so before this, if you solve, you will get approximately answer 16, 15 point something, answer you are going to get 16. So, step 1, convert P terms to C concentration terms, write two equations, 1 by n you will get, from 1 by n you will get k and 1 by n is known, log 20 you have to find out, you will get as 16. Next. This is very easy question, okay. So, everybody know, consider reaction A plus R product, the rate of this reaction is measured to be Ka into R, okay, second order reaction. At the start of the reaction, the concentration of R, that is R naught, is 10 times the concentration of A naught, okay. The reaction can be considered to be pseudo first order, okay. Pseudo first order means what? Everyone tell me. Pseudo first order means any one reactant must be in excess. If you recollect, in pseudo first order reaction, the concept is pseudo first order, okay. Rate R is equal to K into concentration of A into concentration of B, any one must be in excess. Let us assume hypothetically concentration of B is very, very high, very excess, right. So, therefore, R is equal to K into concentration of A into, let us say, B is K dash, almost constant. Then two constants when they multiply will get K double dash into A. So, this is now called as pseudo first order reaction. This is the concept. Now, what is he asking? The reaction can be considered, so okay. So, K into R is K dash is constant due to the assumption the relative error, okay, relative error is asking. So, let us solve it in two terms. So, now dear students, right. So, first case, A plus B gives products P, right. What I am doing is, this is A naught, this is 10 A naught. So, therefore, R is equal to K into A naught into 10 A naught. Please check it. Please check it first. Correct? Now that means K dash A naught, and here you can write K dash is equal to what? K into 10 A naught, right? Right. So, now what is he saying here? 40% is saying. 40% means here 0.6 A naught and this will become 9.6 A naught. So, new rate R dash will become K into 0.6 A naught into 9.6 A naught, correct? Then this you can write as K double dash A naught. So, here K double dash is equal to K into 9.6 A naught, right? Now, error, percent of error is always taken as what? percent is always taken as, so k dash minus k double dash by k dash into 100, right. So if you solve it, dear students, then answer will come approximately, you are going to get answer 4.17. Okay. Next, at 300 Kelvin, now this is very easy question. At 300 Kelvin, an ideal solution, dilute solution of macromolecule exerts osmotic pressure expressed in terms of height. Okay. Density is given as 1 gram per centimeter cube, where H is equal to 2 centimeter. If the concentration of dilute solution of macromolecule is 2 gram per centimeter cube, decimeter cube, the molar mass of the macromolecule is calculated to be x into 10 to the power of 4. The value of x is how much? R value, G value he gave. Now everybody knows, it's very easy question. So actually we know that pi is equal to CRT, correct? So here you can see pi he gave in terms of rho GH terms. Please everyone, pi he gave in what terms? Rho GH terms he gave, right? So what is rho? 1. So it is 10 power 3, G 10, H 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2, 2 into 10 to the power of, how much he gave here? Yeah, okay. This is equal to C, how much? Concentration is how much? 2 upon M, R 8.314 into temperature 300. Okay, here you have to divide by 10 power 3, right. So if you solve it, you will get M. Check it, you will get M. So it's very easy, very simple, right. So this is not a tough question. 10 power minus 3, huh? Just you check here, right. An electrochemical cell is fueled by combustion of butane, okay, 1 bar, its cell potential is x by f. So here, how to do this? Standard free energy is given. So the plan here is how to solve this. So plan here is, first you should find delta G naught, you have to find, right. After finding delta G naught, N you have to find, that is electrons involved. Then use the formula delta G naught is equal to minus NF E naught, right. So once you know G naught, once you know N in terms of F E naught, you have to find out. So this is the planning. How? I will show you how to solve this. So butane is what? C4H10, oxygen O2, combustion gives carbon dioxide plus water H2O. So for balancing 4 and balancing here 5, 4 2s are 8, 8 and 5, 13. So this is 13 by 2, right. Now I will write delta G naught. So delta G naught is equal to delta G naught of product minus delta G naught of reactant, right. So I will write first delta G naught is equal to delta G naught of product. Product is how much? 4 into delta G naught of carbon dioxide is how much? Minus 394 plus water how much? 237, 5 into minus 237 minus reactant. Reactant means butane, how much he gave? Minus 18. So it is 1 into minus 18, because natural form oxygen is taken as 0. So dear students, if you solve this, you will get delta G naught. So 1 second, I will just check it, because of I have already said. So you will get minus 2473 you are going to get. Okay, you can check it later. Okay. And N nothing but electrons involved. Electrons involved if you find N. So therefore, delta G naught is equal to N value if you find. How to find N value? So electrons involved from carbon to this oxidation state, change in oxidation state. If you find n, you will get minus 13 by approximately minus 13 by 2 you will get into F into E cell, E naught. So if you solve this, you are going to get the answer. Okay, so the plan is very simple. G naught find, n change in oxidation state is electrons, then you apply the formula, you will get it. Next, the sum of spin only magnetic moment values of this compound is. So everybody can see in both Mn is plus 3, everyone see, in both Mn is plus 3. So if you write Mn, okay, Mn if you write 3d5 4s2, Mn plus 3 will become 3d4 4s0, correct. Now this one in presence of bromide, that is weak field ligand, and one in presence of cyanide, that is strong field ligand. One in weak field ligand, one in strong field ligand. So in weak field ligand, what happen? Filling will be equal, correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore number of electrons will be 4 and magnetic moment will be under root of n into n plus 2. So mu will be equal to root of 4 into 4 plus 2. You solve it later. Okay. Here in strong field ligand what happens is that pairing will happen. So 1, 2, 3 and here 4. Right. When pairing will happen, then number of electrons which are unpaired is 2. Therefore mu is equal to under root of n into n plus 2. So this is under root of 2 into 2 plus 2. So this is mu 1, this is mu 2. So in exam is asking mu 1 plus mu 2 is how much is asking. You add it, you will get the answer. Okay. Next question, last and the final question of the paper discussion, which is very easy question. This question is not at all hard. This question looks hard. This is the most easiest question of advanced is this only. In numerical session, if any question came very easy, what is this question only? Okay, only this question is very damn easy. So I will show you how to solve it. So first read the question. A linear octasaccharide. Octasaccharide means it will give you 7 units. If you put in water, if you put in 7 moles of water, then it will give you 7 units of monosaccharides. Right? On complete hydrolysis produces 3 monosaccharides, ribose, deoxyribose, glucose. The amount of deoxyribose formed is 58.26 weight by weight, the total amount of monosaccharide produced on hydrolysis. The other question is the number of ribose units produced. That means, dear students, if you want to find out ribose, you should separate deoxyribose and glucose. You will get ribose. Divide by molecular weight, you will get the units. So the plan here is, you should find weight of all, and the units which is equal to, so the whatever is the mass divided by molecular weight, if you do, then you will get the units. Okay, so molar mass is already given of ribose is 150. That means number of units will be whatever mass you are going to get by 150. So the target here is you should find how much masses of ribose is there in the container. So let us solve it. So this is simple way. So octasaccharide. So if you try to add 7 moles of water, so octasaccharide, molecular weight how much he gave here? He didn't give, here he gave now 1024. 1024. So therefore you will get deoxyribose, ribose and glucose, correct. So the total weight of this will be, 1024 plus 7 into 18. Why 7 into 18? Because you added 7 water. Yes or no? You added 7 water. So beforehand I have solved it. So 1 second. How much you will get? This is equal to 1150. So the total weight of this is 1150. This is the total weight. Now he is saying here the 2-oxy-deoxyribose is 58.6. That means, got it? So 1150. So therefore 1150 is the total weight. So of this 58 point how much? 26 is who? Deoxyribose. So if I have, so therefore it will be how much? I have already calculated beforehand. So it will be 670 grams. That means if I take red pen or some other pen, this is 670 and glucose will be 180. Obviously, correct? Minimum weight of glucose must be 180. 700. Yeah. So therefore left is how much? Tell me everyone. So what should be ribose? What should be ribose? So ribose will be 300. Ribose will be 300. So as per our discussion, it should be 300 upon 150. So you will get 2 units. Got it? So this is actually not at all a very tough question. Okay, it is based upon technique. Okay, so yes, you should know this. Whoever will miss water, if students will miss water, they will never get the answer. You will get the answer in decimals. So you should also add the weight of water, then you get the answer correctly. Okay, dear students. So with this, we completed our paper discussion of paper 2 of JEE Advanced. Dear students, in my opinion, this paper only 2 questions I rate it as tough questions. Remaining all the questions are just moderate to, not easy but moderate we can say. Only 2 questions are little bit hard or lengthy. What are the 2 questions? In my opinion, yeah, this one. These questions are little bit paragraph model and this one. So 2 organic questions are little bit paragraph model. Remaining questions I didn't find very hard, moderate type of questions we can just say. Okay, right. Okay, dear students. So thank you. Here we have stopped the discussion. Thank you all of you all. Have a nice day. Take care. And those who are preparing for 2026 JEE Advanced, I recommend you to be very strong in conversions, decimal solving, rounding off. This is the important fundamentals which will help you to not to do minor errors in your final examinations. Take care. Bye all of you all.